More than 500 years ago, clans of dwarves and gnomes made an agreement known as the Phandelver's Pact, by which they would share a rich mine in wondrous cavern known as the Wave Echo Cave. In addition to its mineral wealth, the mine contained great magical power. Human spellcasters aligned themselves with the dwarves and gnomes to channel and bind that energy into a great forge, called the Forge of Spells, where magic items could be crafted. Times were good, and the nearby human town of Phandalin prospered as well. But the disaster struck when the orcs swept through the north and laid waste to all in their path. Sorry, it's been a long day for me. A powerful force of orcs, reinforced by evil mercenary wizards, attacked Wave Echo Cave to seize its riches and magical treasures. Human wizards fought alongside their dwarf and gnome allies to defend the Forge of Spells, and the ensuing spell battle destroyed much of the cavern. Few survived the cave-ins and tremors, and the location of Wave Echo Cave was lost. For centuries, rumors of buried riches have attracted treasure seekers and opportunists to the area around Phandalin, but no one has ever succeeded in locating the lost mine. In recent years, people have resettled the area. Phandalin is now a rough and tumble frontier town. More important, the Rockseeker brothers, a trio of dwarves, have discovered the entrance to the Wave Echo Cave, and they intend to reopen the mines. Unfortunately for the Rockseekers, they are not the only ones interested in Wave Echo Cave. A mysterious villain known as the Black Spider controls a network of bandit gangs and goblin tribes in the area, and his agents have followed the Rockseekers to their prize. Now, the Black Spider wants Wave Echo Cave for himself, and he is taking steps to make sure no one else knows where it is.
I find the cage fast.
And with that, if all of my players would pop open the Neverwinter map, please. This map is more so just a reference on where exactly you're at. I'm also going to throw it on the screen here for my viewers. Un momento.
Perfect.
Oh, that's a big map.
This is indeed.
Okay. Our story begins, however, in the booming, busy city of Neverwinter, one of the oldest cities in all of Dungeons and Dragons. We begin amongst... I'm trying to remember what the hell it's called. Hold on. Oh, storm's making noises. I've got a lot of notes. Hold on.
That's the hardest part, is remembering
Everything you've written down and then where you wrote it.
names, places.
There we go. We begin over next to the Beggar's Nest, which, if you look on your map, you see the rather large... It doesn't really look like a crevice in that photo. But like the bottom right hand of the map, you just see this large tan area that just kind of like, it's just kind of randomly there. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That's because it's a massive crevice that's actually put into the land due to a battle that happened in Neverwinter. So that area has since been named the Beggar's Nest. It's unfortunately where a lot of the... not as I don't know, I'm just going to say wealthy folk of Neverwinter go. But we begin our story near the Beggar's Nest, at a house. It's a small cabin. Astrius. I said that wrong again, didn't I?
A little bit.
Say it one more time for me.
Astraeus.
Astraeus. I don't know why I want to say Astrius. Astraeus.
Hey.
Because he's an ass.
Astraeus. You awaken in this house. And everything in it is... It looks like some kind of ravenous animal went through it. You've got shelves on the ground, the bed is flipped over, there's rubble everywhere, and you are smack dab in the middle of this house. You have no recollection on how you got there, but looking around, you notice in the corner a family of 4. A half-orcish male, a human female, and 2 daughters. One more so half-orcish than the other. But they are terrified. And you have the father, the husband, standing in front of everyone, holding what looks to be some kind of a fire poker. But it looks like it's rusted to hell. It looks like it's definitely been through a lot of wear and tear. But you wake up, you have no idea what's going on. What do you do?
Where am I?
Who are you? Why are you here?
My name is Astraeus. I don't know where here is.
You'll hear one of the daughters peek out, kind of behind the father. Father, did he fall through the ceiling? And at that point, you'll look up, and you'll notice that there's a massive hole in the ceiling of this house.
That was fucking fire.
Now, you don't feel like you're harmed, right? But however, you do feel like you have had this like blunt force put onto your back, as if someone slammed you on the ground. You're not harmed.
I'm sorry. What the fuck is going on?
Dear, you must get him out of here. He's scaring the children. Listen.
Do I have all of my things?
Yes.
I'm gonna take... God, I don't know what prices of things are. I'm gonna take like 20 gold out of my pack and walk over and hand it to the father and just, I'm so sorry. And just walk out.
He will apprehensively take it from you. And he'll just kind of watch you walk by. One of the other daughters will kind of poke her head out. And in that moment, everything kind of stops. And all you hear is, remember.
Fuck.
Well, I don't remember anything.
Yeah, no, nothing from any time. I remember my name. That's about all I got.
I appreciate the gold.
it.
I very much appreciate the gold. Thank you. But I must ask, can we have a conversation outside?
Of course.
The father will walk you outside. And when you step out, you're on the edge of the beggar's nest. And again, it is just this very disgusting looking tear through the city's layout. And it just looks bad. Now granted, it's been probably several hundred years since that battle, so at that point grass has grown into it, flowers maybe. But you still have rubble, and I mean I would imagine probably still have some remains in this crevice. But at this point the father, he's keeping his distance from you to a point, but he will look at you with just this, like, unsure look on his face. Do you realize that you fell through my goddamn living room?
I guess I do now. I have no clue what happened or what is going on.
You have no memory.
No. Probably because I fell through the roof and hit my head.
Among other things. Listen. Thank you for the gold. Please. I need to attend to my daughters.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
If... Obviously, I don't know what you partake in, but if you head that way, you'll find a tavern about, I don't know, 60 feet that way.
Ah.
You'll probably find more of your kind there. And then he'll walk away, walk back into the house, and kind of slam the door. Which you'll kind of see when he slams the door, it kind of like... doesn't quite fall over, but one of the hinges is definitely not fully connected anymore, so, yeah.
I don't know if I gave them enough gold. Oh,
I mean, no, 20 gold's a lot.
yeah, I need a drink. I just fell through a house.
So he has directed you towards an unnamed tavern that he says is roughly 60 to 80 feet away. What do you do?
Do it.
Yeah?
March into it as well as I can.
So, you seem, it's like I said, you seem rather, like, oddly enough, unharmed. Nothing really hurts, but when you were laying in the rubble, you did, like, feel this, almost like a blunt force to the back. Again, like someone had thrown you on the ground. But now that you're up and moving around, you feel, spry. And I guess for the record, can you explain to us what Astraeus looks like?
Yeah. Did I write any of that down? I don't know if... Oh, sweet, I did. So yeah, he's like 6'2", 230, a very well-built dude. Wearing all black scale mail and got long, very long black hair. His eyes are actually kind of like a glowing green. They're just solid green and they almost appear to glow. His skin is very pale. He looks human adjacent. Almost human, but just not. But yeah, just a big goth looking dude, I guess, is a great way to describe him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, for the record, Astraeus is a...
Aasimar.
Alrighty.
So, angel, kind of.
I'll say, just for the uninitiated who don't fully
Yeah.
know.
Kind of an angel.
Kind of an angel. Gotcha. So, Astreus is obviously very confused and walking towards this mystery tavern that he was just told about from, a father whose house he just kind of destroyed.
Too. Yeah.
With no memory whatsoever. But you do dig into the heart of Neverwinter. And right there, as the father said, about 60 to 80 feet, is a very large tavern, kind of in the middle of the street. I don't have a map for this, by the way. Sorry. You go up to it, and it has a dangling wooden sign right above the door. And on the sign it says, "The Misty Tap."
Nice.
Do you enter?
Oh, yeah.
So, upon entering the Misty Tap, let me tell you, it must be happy hour because this place is packed. Shoulder to shoulder, and you see every kind of race you could imagine. You see dragonborns, orcs, Goliaths, tabaxis, a couple turtles, a couple kenkus, maybe a couple monks, humans. We don't know. One of them's got hand wraps on. Maybe he's a monk. Maybe not. But regardless, it is a little overwhelming, especially for someone that just wandered into town. What do you do?
Is there an open table?
Not really. There's tables with a lot of people at them, and you have like one center table that has like a couple open chairs, but it looks like it's rather difficult to get to. There's a couple empty seats at the bar.
Guess I'm going to the bar.
Alrighty.
Wonderful.
So you'll go to the bar, and you'll see this rather large human male. Very bright red hair. Almost like a reddish orange, and it's tied up into a massive ponytail. And you'll see that he's kind of panicking a little bit because it's so busy up in this place. But you'll approach the bar, sit down, and all you'll hear is "Oi, mate, give me just a moment, I'll be right with you."
Take all the time you need.
"Oi, mate, welcome to the Mr. Tap. My name's Vincent, what can I get you?"
Vincent, can I just get the finest ale you have, please?
"Wonderful choice, mate. I'll be right back." You'll see Vincent kind of back off, and then he will come, tankard in hand, put it down in front of you. "Alright, mate. Well, so I got to tell you. I don't see a whole lot of your kind around here. No offense, of course. Get a lot of people up in these parts up here in Neverwinter. So, what brings you to town?"
I don't know. So I'm in Neverwinter?
"Oh, the mysterious type. I like it. Alright. So he'll kind of like push the ale towards you. "Regardless or not, friend, you look thirsty. Here you go. Here's the finest ale in Neverwinter."
Thank you.
"So, mysterious type, are you in town looking for work?"
I mean, probably. I genuinely don't know why I'm here. Or where here is exactly. Ugh.
"Well, I understand to a point. Neverwinter's a large city. However, I'll say, mate, it's more so a day and a half's worth of travel from Phandelver, or Phandelin."
Do I know what any of these words mean?
Roll me a history check.
Uh,
Hang on, I gotta get the log up. 18. Okay.
apparently I might.
So, you've definitely heard of these cities before. Like, it's one of those situations where it sounds super familiar to you, but you're not entirely sure what it is. You know?
Sure. Like you've read about them or heard about them, but never, seen them. Yeah,
Exactly.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, work is probably next on the list.
All right there, mate. Well, I'll tell you what. I like it. But we spent 2 seconds together an hour to dig your character here. You sound like an honest guy. So how's this, mate? That one's on the house. And, once you go over there and talk to one of my good buddies over there. So he'll point at, like, the middle table, as I had spoken before, the one that's kind of difficult to get to. He'll point to the middle table, and at that table you'll see a dwarf, a tall human paladin, and a dragonborn. But they are surrounded by people. So obviously, whoever is at the who's ever at the head of the table is kind of popular. But you want to go over there and go over to that table. You want to go talk to Gundren. Gundren Rockseeker. He is, without a doubt, the slimiest scumbag in this city, but he's always got work.
That sounds about right. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
No problem, mate. Hey, you come back to the Misty Tap anytime, alright? Pleasure to have you.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll slowly try to make my way over there.
Okay. So you're gonna pass along, and you're getting looks from a lot of people because obviously, like, it's so all sorts of different people live in Neverwinter, but nobody definitely looks as you said, gothic as you do, or maybe mythical. I don't know. You fell from the sky, so we're not entirely sure. But you do finally get to the table, and you are met face to face with the human paladin, which he will kind of stand in, just stand a little bit in your way, and he is a rather large, more so tall than like wide, but this human paladin will look at you. Gonna help you?
Yeah, I was just sent by Vincent to speak to, I'm sorry, I just fell through a roof. Names are hard. I need to speak to him about some work.
Oh, you need to talk to the dwarf.
Sure. Sure.
Good luck. And he'll kind of like step to the side to an open chair.
Thank you.
And you'll hear Gundren. Can I get another round for me and my friends? Come on, where's all the bar maidens? Come on now. Oh, hello there, friend. How are you?
I'm as okay as I can be. How are you?
Oh, I'm, as the young ones say, I don't know what they say, to be honest. I'm fucking blasted. No other way I'd rather have it. Gundren Rockseeker.
Astreas.
Wonderful to meet you. So,
You as well.
if you are sitting at my table, my friend, I can only assume that you need work.
I guess.
Wonderful. But, first and foremost, bar maidens! Where are the bar maidens? Sildar, can you get the bar maidens? You'll see the human paladin kind of roll his eyes, and then he'll walk over to the bar, and you'll see him whisper to a, what's a pleasant way to say this? A very well-endowed bar maiden.
Oh.
Yes. Sildus will come back, and he'll kind of lean down to Gundren. She's on her way. So you'll notice Sildar to the right, but you'll also notice on Gundren's left is this Dragonborn. He's a copper Dragonborn, and he has not taken his eyes off of you, but he has not spoken a word. And at this time, I would like to introduce you to Ignis. Ignis, can you please describe what we are looking at?
You are looking at a crimson-eyed, dull gold brass dragon. About 6'8", 285. He's wearing some chainmail. And he just looks like he wants to fight. Yeah, he's just staring you intently.
With that, you'll see the barmaiden walk over with a platter of about 5 tankards of ale, and she'll put it on the table. Here you go, Gundren. It's on your tap. All right. It's on my tap. He'll kind of slide one over to you, and he'll kind of like look up at Ignis and kind of like hit you on the chest a little bit. Ignis, calm down, will ya? You're scaring my new friend. So, you're looking for work. Well, turns out that I, the great Gundren, have got some fucking work for you, buddy. But the only problem here is that you and Ignis cannot go alone. So we must come up with a little bit more muscle for this trip. So, if you don't mind, which you'll see all 4 foot of Gundren get up out of his chair, but he's standing in the chair. It's rather hysterical. Oh, which I have a picture of how Gundren looks. Give me 1 second.
Let's go.
Is Gundren essentially just like Jack Sparrow, basically?
Not quite. Check the
Can I look at your phone?
Check the Phandelver chat.
And do that.
And for a brief explanation of how Gundren looks. So you'll see him get out of his chair, and he will take a step off and like kind of jump and hit the floor. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go over to the bar really quick and and see what kind of trouble I can get myself into. Pardon. He'll kind of like mosey on over to the bar. And while he's gone, what do we do? Keep in mind, you're still getting a death glare from this Dragonborn, and then the human paladin, who looks like he would literally rather be anywhere else.
I'll just look up at the Dragonborn, give him a wink, and go back to my drink.
Which also, Phandelver chat once more, there's Sildar.
Oh, Sildar.
Sildar... I believe it's Hallwinter. Un momento, por favor. Yes, Sildar Hallwinter. So, you just wink at Ignis and then carry about your drink?
Yeah.
Ignis?
I just look at Atreus. Did I pronounce that right?
Astreus.
Astreus. And I ask, why did you say you were here again?
Because Vincent told me to talk to Gundren about work.
What kind of work are you into?
I don't know.
I guess
I
we'll
just
see
got
what-
here.
I guess we'll see what Gundren has for you then.
That we will.
So at the bar, which Astreus, you'll notice that Gundren doesn't have any issue walking through this crowd. As a matter of fact, people kind of like walk around him. And like you got a lot of people like patting him on the back and like, you know, high fives and everything and, you know, Gundren, all that kind of shit, right? He'll go to the bar and he'll look at Vincent and his favorite barmaiden. And he'll kind of like turn around with his back towards the bar top and all you'll hear is, "Attention, Misty Tap!" At that point, everybody will kind of like look over. "I have to say, this is my favorite tavern in all of Neverwinter. However, I do need a couple volunteers for a mission." Crickets. All right, then. He'll kind of like turn around and like plop down in the chair. But poor Gundren is so unbelievably just gone. He didn't even notice sitting to his immediate right another dwarf. And it is at this point I would like to introduce Thren. Which Thren, for the record, what do we see when we look at Thren?
Okay, so if you've ever seen Philly from Lord of the Rings, that's what he kind of looks like. Maybe more reddish hair instead of blonde. But he's kind of a taller dwarf for their race. You know, he's like 5 foot, 5'2". He's probably about the max height as a dwarf. He's not, you know, short and pot-bellied as normal dwarves are. He's kind of, you know, he's still got a pretty good gut on him and stuff. But he looks, you know, he looks more like a fighter type dwarf. Like he's, you know, works out every day or something like that. He looks like he might be in the military or something like that. And he's kind of young for a dwarf as well. He's roughly like 60 to 75 years of age if you look at it and guess, you know, because usually dwarves aren't, you know, considered, you know, adults until after they're 50 years old. So
Right.
he's pretty young for a dwarf. He's got green eyes, kind of a goldish white skin. You know, he's kind of tan, but not like a dark tan, more like a yellowish tan. You know, and probably weighs about 175 pounds, which is pretty heavy for a dwarf. But it's because he looks like he's more muscle than he is fat. So, and you'll also notice that, well, are people in this tavern, are they armed? Like, do some people have weapons?
You'll notice that there's some swords on the sides, on the back. Some of your bigger warriors, like Sildus, he's definitely got his trusty claymore on his back. You know, Ignis obviously has his weapon of choice. Weapons aren't barred from this tavern. However, it is strongly suggested that any kind of violence does not happen, per Vincent.
Right. Okay, so basically, you'll kind of see across to his back, there'll be kind of a longish stick, like handle, you know, and it's all engraved and stuff, and you know, you can tell it's probably like a glaive or a big axe or something like that, but you know, it's a longer weapon. It pretty much, it's almost as long as I am, pretty much, but it's got a sheath that it slides down into kind of on my left side, and the stick kind of runs across, you know, kind of sticks up above my head, kind of like this, but you can see that kind of going across his back, and you can see that he's, you know, wearing some armor. He, kind of haven't decided I haven't figured out what armor I have yet, but probably he's wearing. No, he's not wearing any armor. Not wearing any armor. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So he's not wearing any armor. He's just kind of. I'll kind of just have like a, like a fur, like jacket looking thing. There's kind of like no sleeves on it. Kind of just a rough looking person. Like, not a bad, attractive wise, but you could definitely tell he's either worked in a mine or been in the military or something like that. That he's just got those rough looking hands, and they're dry and cracked hands. But yeah, that's me sitting at the bar.
There you go. So, Gundren, being as wasted as he is, has not even registered the fact that Thren is even there. Which, Thren, what do you do?
I'll just kind of look over at him a little bit. You looking for someone to go on an adventure, eh?
Hold on a minute. Oh my. Thren! Oh, you old so-and-so. What are you doing here?
I just kind of do one of those, arm
Yep,
things,
yep.
the handshake, I was like, I just thought I'd come in for a drink, see what you's up to. You're always a good time to watch.
Oh, Thren. Oh, you must come over to the table. I've got, he'll kind of like get close to you. He thinks he's whispering, but he's definitely not. I've got one hell of an interesting guy over here. You're gonna love this guy. Come.
Oh, let me grab an ale first.
So, you both will walk over to the table, and as they're walking over to the table, so at the back end of the Misty Tap, there's a stage. People can go up there, songs or magic or whatever, and you'll see this guy. He's a really skinny elf. It looks like he barely eats, poor guy. But he's up there with what looks to be a top hat. And he's just up there. And I'm gonna pull. He'll stick his hand in the top hat. And then you'll just sit there and watch him as he just sits there for a second. Never mind. It's dead. And he'll just walk off the stage. And you'll see this you'll see this other gentleman walk up on the stage. All right. Well, that was I don't remember his name. That's about as memorable as his act. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen of the Misty Tap, we have got a treat for you tonight. Now, who here knows about the music maker, the wild speaker? And you'll hear some of the other halves of the crowd. They'll kind of look over with this no way look on their face. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in 4 months, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, Kavan, the wild speaker. And here out comes Kavan on the stage. And Kavan, what do we see?
So 7'2" Goliath is about 300 some pounds. Gray skin, red eyes, pretty cut up. You can tell this guy has, dealt with some hardships. He's a little bit on the older side, so he's got a little bit of gray stubble going, which is a bit unusual because Goliaths don't typically grow hair on their own, but he's managed to do it. He's got a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going, and he's got a lute and a axe, not like a big battle axe, but like a normal looking axe, kind of crossed in an X on his back. He's wearing more clothes than you'd expect for a Goliath. He's got a nice like silk shirt on, some nice silk pants. No animal products whatsoever, which is very reflective of the fact that he's wild speaker, very in tune with animals. And despite being a Goliath, you can tell he's a bit more sophisticated than your typical I want to break shit type of guy.
All right. So this other gentleman that introduced you, he's just a normal looking human. He will shake your hand and he'll kind of give you the stage. To which at that point, everybody in the Misty Tap will look at the stage. Kavan, what do you do?
Well, we're gonna go on the assumption that my voice is a little hoarse today. I just got done a all-nighter in another city, so I'm just gonna pull out my lute and start strumming some like folksy, bluesy type of music. Just something very calm and relaxing, and you can tell there's a lot of like heart and pain behind the strums.
Okay. So you'll kind of see, Kavan will definitely see this, but the rest of the party will as well. You'll see this one in particular group of women. They're fawning all over Kavan. They love him. They think he is God's gift to music. So they push past everybody, kind of bumping into Ignis at one point, just to get to the stage so they can be as close to Kavan as possible. And you're just gonna keep strumming? No singing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no singing today.
Okay.
Real quick, Euro, in about 40 minutes, I gotta take like a 20-minute break. I gotta go pick up my neighbor's kid from football practice.
Okay, just say something when we're there, okay?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So, you hear Kavan strumming. At that point, Gundren and Thren are at the table. Astreus, you'll notice Thren kind of like sit across from you. Gundren will plot back up in his seat. Sildar and Ignis still just kind of surveying the area. Sildar's still looking like he'd much rather be anywhere fucking else. I'm so very sorry. Astreus, was it?
Yes.
I cannot believe I got that on the first try. This, and he'll point at Thren, this right here, this son of a bitch, this son of a mind flayer, this guy right here is by far one of the best people I've ever known. This is Thren. This is Astreus. I've known Thren for much longer than I've known you. And I've known Astreus for a lot shorter than I've known you. There. You both met somebody very cool today.
Okay,
Now.
Ted Lasso.
I'll just kind of raise my mug, be like, yeah, pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
And then I'll look at, God, what the hell's the
Ignis?
paladin? Ignis?
Oh, the paladin?
The paladin is Sildar.
Sildar. I'll look at Sildar and be, hey, Sildar, come on, lighten up a little.
Yes, well, I'd much rather be anywhere else, but... Oh, Sildar. He's such a sappy sap. Ever since he retired from... What was it that you worked for again? Yes, well... It was the Lord's Alliance. And I was captain. So needless to say, going from captain to your bodyguard isn't something that I really enjoy. But, and he'll look at you, especially Astreus, it pays well.
Well, sometimes we gotta do things we don't want to do. We want to make a living.
Indeed, Thren took the words out of my mouth. Ignis, you've been rather quiet, friend. Do you not have anything to say to my new friend? And then, of course, do you remember Thren? You almost ate him that one time.
Yeah, I was hungry that one time, but we're cool now.
Hey. We better be.
Uh,
You won't get so lucky a second time.
yes. Well, stay away from me when I have an appetite. That's all I'm saying. Also, off record, I want to say I screwed up. Ignis is not wearing any armor, just kind of topless, so you know. But yeah,
Topless, nipples out or no?
nipples erect.
Do
Nipples.
Nice.
Dragonborns have
Do
nipples?
Dragonborns have nipples?
I don't know.
I'm pretty
Also,
sure they don't.
I want to know,
Oh.
can Dragonborn grow facial hair? Just curious.
No.
No.
Damn. All right. One of these characters I
Bro
have
keeps
is
specifically
gonna have
picking
a goatee.
characters that can't grow facial hair,
Right.
and then being
Alright.
mad that they can't do it.
I was about to say, so
Like a dwarf.
Thren does have facial hair, by the way. He's kind of got the mustache, and it's got like little beads on the end of it, and then it's it's pulled down, and it's like double.
Oh, okay, yeah.
braided. It's
Braided.
double braided, and then it's got beads at the very end of the braid, holding it together, and he's
Nice.
long haired too, got long red hair. It's all red facial hair too.
Very
Kind
nice.
of bushy eyebrows, the typical dwarf looking.
Typical
Kinda.
dwarf.
Except usually dwarves don't, usually they'll have the long, single. But I like
Yeah.
the double.
He likes the double.
I like
Hey.
double.
So, at this point, Thren and Astreus are at the table. Ignis is standing once again to the left of Gundren. And you'll just see Gundren really getting into this music. He's kind of like banging his head a little bit.
How good is it?
That's a good point. Miller, would you please roll me a performance check?
Sure. I can roll in D&D Beyond, right?
You sure can.
Yeah,
and
just
actually,
click the plus next to performance.
if you would, right-click on it, I would like you to roll with advantage. Because you are a very well-known musician in Neverwinter,
celebrity.
and you've been here a few times.
Okay.
Whoa.
I mean, the guy's literally got a flock of groupies.
Yeah, he can be bad and have groupies. Have you heard like most bands live?
21.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it is just delightful, honestly. It's not like... He said it's like bluesy, so it's honestly just very relaxing. Like the Tavern of the Misty Tap has definitely gone down in its level of loudness. Like, when you walked in there, Astreus, it was loud. Like, a lot of people, it's very overwhelming. But ever since Kavan went on stage, and he's just going to town, it's just, it's kind of quieted down a little bit. Everyone's just kind of chilling. But, you'll see Gundren kind of look up at Sildar, and he'll kind of, like, slap him on the stomach. Which, of course, is on his, armor that he has. So you hear this, like, ting! Because Gundren wears a lot of rings. Hey, Sildar. Would you do me a favor and go over to the stage? Once he's done, I want to speak... I want to speak to the Goliath. Sure. And you'll see Sildar, like, the man's got his fucking hands clenched. But he's gonna walk over to the stage. Which, the second Sildar walks away, Astreus, you notice on the other side of the tavern, kind of sitting in like a weird corner. And actually, I need perception checks from both Ignis and Thren, please.
You said perception?
Yes, please. Sitting on the other side of the Misty Tap, you'll notice a person sitting over there, and I don't really know how else to put this other than they look just like you. Like, down to I can't really say the clothing because they wear like a darker set of clothing, but the face, it looks just like you. And let's see here. I'm also gonna say, Ignis, you also see this person.
Okay.
What do you do?
There's how many of them?
What?
Just one?
Just one. One
Somebody
person.
that looks exactly like me.
One person sitting at a table by their lonesome.
Looks
really.
like
Looks
Astraea.
like Astraeus. Yes.
You wouldn't have to have a brother, would you?
I'll kind of point at him.
And when you
I
point,
I don't know.
when you point, you'll see a little group of people kind of walk in front of this Astraeus 2, and they're gone.
Have I had too much ale? Or did he just disappear?
Hey, what do you mean?
I start looking up, waiting for something to crash through the roof.
And then I'm like, hey, what are you looking at?
I look over at Astraeus and I
Story.
explain to him that somebody was just sitting over there that looked exactly like him, and I ask him, "What are you up to?"
And at that moment, as if he called it out of his, some kind of magic, Astraeus pulls up another chair at the table and sits next to Astraeus. Which,
Spider-Man meme?
unbeknownst to the party, is
You Brackle.
Pointing at me. It's me. Hi, it's me again.
I'm just going to mimic exactly what he's doing. I'm not going to say a word.
He's a changeling. Fuck.
Oh, now this is severely fun. There's 2 of you?
I've got no clue what's going on. I'm just sitting there confused. I don't know where I am or what's going on. I'm lost.
I'm like, is this some kind of joke?
Gods, I hope so.
What's going on here?
Don't ask me. Ask me.
Okay. Astraeus number 2? What is your purpose? Okay, good conversation.
You can call me Gaz. I heard there might be work.
And at that point, you'll see Kaz, or Kazrin. You'll see, at this point, he's still looking like, Astraeus. He will kind of do one of these things in front of his face, and then, in almost a blink of an eye, Astraeus then turns into Kazrin, who looks like, if you wouldn't mind.
Kazrin's going to be a 5-foot-tall changeling who's incredibly pale, basically translucent skin, black eyes, silver hair, dressed head to toe in black, has like black pants, black shirt, just nothing that calls attention, and then a black hooded jacket as well.
And when you get done doing the whole face thing, Gundren will just burst in excitement. Oh, oh my God! That was better than the magician we saw earlier.
Well, that's not hard.
Do we know anything about changelings?
History check.
I'm going with no.
I'll say Ignis, Astreus, Thren, roll me history.
I won't know anything about them. I'm just gonna not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
I wouldn't.
None of you know anything about this.
They're kind of rare, so
Yeah, like first you saw a secondary Astreus, and now you see this other very pale, jet black hair person sitting next.
Oh yeah.
was it?
Silver hair, black eyes.
Silver. Sorry.
Okay.
Are you
Say, are
male
we
or female?
twins? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
yes.
do you identify as a?
Yes.
Okay.
They're pretty androgynous. Like,
Okay.
they don't really.
Well, some of them take on like usually take on the form of a male or take on the form of a female, and then they
This-
can change into whatever they want.
This one is my true form, so it's open to interpretation.
Nice.
So it looks like both. Got it. Okay.
Kaz. All right.
And at this point, I would like to switch gears over to Kavan at the stage. Kavan, you're just finishing up your set, your song, however many songs you played, when all of a sudden this rather tall, lengthy, older-looking human paladin walks over to you. Hey there, wonderful set. What was it, Kavan?
Yeah, Kavan.
Gotcha. Listen, man, I don't know. God damn it, I hate I have to do this. I got a friend. I don't really want to call him a friend. My boss wants to talk to you. I imagine it's nothing but good things, because he's pretty drunk.
Does Kavan know Gundren from performing here before? Like, has Gundren tried to bug him before?
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say, Bug, no, but you definitely know of Gundren, especially if you've played at the Misty Tap a few times. Gundren's very well known at the Misty Tap.
Can I, ask what your boss's name is?
Yeah, Gundren, Rock Seeker.
Oh, dear God. Alright, let's get this over with.
Alright, come on, follow me, big man.
He's a toothpick. Oh no, he is a big man. He's a Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He's a toothpick.
so at that point,
the smallest motherfucker here.
Hey.
so at that point, you'll see, once we get done with the whole Kazrin introduction, you'll see Sildar walk up with this very tall, large Goliath, who was just on stage, and a lot of people in the bar on the other side, that like little group of women that I had spoke about, they are very jealous that you are all sitting with the wild speaker, Kavan. So, Kavan, do you sit down?
I think I'll stand.
So, we've got Gundren, Ignis, Sildar, Astreus, Thren, Kaz, and then standing is Kavan. Oh my, would you look at this? As if fate herself made me a wandering party. Who here wants to get paid?
Just kind of duck my head and look around, trying not to make eye contact with Gundren.
Kavan, how are you, my friend? I know we've never personally spoke before, but I've wanted to speak to you for a while.
So I've heard.
Listen. Listen. I've got a job for you. For the lot of you.
No.
I do. Sildar, can you, details, please? I'm going to go, I'm sorry. I'm going to go put my face in that rather endowed, bar matron's bosom for just a moment. Sildar, please give them the lowdown. Thank you. At that point, you'll see Gundren pop off the chair and kind of just over to the bar top, where he will, on a lack of better terms, he will motorboat the bar matron.
That poor lad's going to suffocate one of these days.
You can only hope.
It's a hell of a way to go out.
Hey.
He is, he's definitely something, I'll tell you that much. Listen. Long story, very short. Basically, the job that Gundren has is a escort job. There's a wagon actually out back that's got some supplies that's currently being loaded. And we need this wagon to go from Neverwinter over to Phandelver. Now, the way it's gonna work, if you accept it, which please do, I really don't want to listen to Gundren go on and beg all of you, especially, and he'll look at Kavan, especially you, big man. Listen, so this is how it's gonna work. Me and Rockseeker are gonna go out first on some horses to kinda, get the lay of the land. If we have any issues, we're gonna come back. You guys leave the next morning. So it'd be tomorrow morning. You get up, you grab the wagon, it's got 2 oxen, so it's gonna be able to get pulled. Which I will also say, take care of the oxen. They're my brother-in-laws, and I'm really not trying to hear about that later. So, for the record, do we all say yes?
Well, I do know he tends to pay pretty well. That's what I'm here for.
Well, and Ignis, you don't really have a say in the matter. He already pays you, but he's probably going to pay you a little more.
I'm just gonna smirk as I just nod my head.
Alright, so we've got 2. What about you 3?
I really have nothing else to do, so sure.
Alright.
Same. I need money.
Big man.
I suppose someone has to take care of the oxen. I can't. I look around at everybody. I don't know if I trust these folk with
Meat.
Yeah, especially with that one. I don't know if I trust their safety with this lot. So
Listen, I appreciate the worry. Ignis knows not to touch the oxen. He's gonna get fed rather well tonight by Gundren, but awesome. Listen. When Gundren gets back over here, whenever he gets done, whatever he's doing over there, just kinda be like, yeah, Gundren, we understand. We're gonna do your bitch work for you. And then he's, gonna hit you with a stupid impression, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a piss. He'll be back in a minute. Y'all just kinda chat amongst yourselves.
Alright. Say, I guess we'll see you in about an hour, because I know it takes a long time to get them that heavy armor off of you. Just a piss.
And you'll see Sildar kind of give you like a... And then he'll make his way to the washroom. Which, yeah, the 5 of you have just accepted a job by a very drunk dwarf and a very irritated human paladin.
I mean,
I get it.
I definitely could never see a paladin enjoying this type of work. That's for sure.
And once Sildar kind of gets at a distance and you guys have like a quick moment of silence, which I'm sure is just kind of spent just looking at one another, not entirely sure on how to take one another.
I've just been staring at Kaz, like, because I'm a little bit, let's just say, curious.
Yeah. So, like, is there anything that you guys would like to say to one another, or is it kind of just spent awkward silence?
I just, under my breath, here we go again.
Since he's staring at me, I'm just gonna change into him.
So, Thren, you'll notice that Kaz has not taken their eyes off of you either, and they've got this really wild smirk on their face. And you'll notice that Kaz will, I'm sorry. Kaz, how do you change form?
For this one, all I'm gonna do is change my face into his. So what I'm gonna do is just flip my hood up really quick, and then when I drop it back down, it's his face staring back at him.
So yeah, you'll see Kaz, they'll kind of look at you with a smirk, wink at you a little bit, put the head down, hood up, and then with another second, hood goes back up, and you're staring at yourself, Thren.
Aye. It's against the law for you to look that good. I don't know how you do that, but you must teach me how to do that.
It cannot be taught. It's just, this is what I do.
What do you mean? Is it obviously some kind of trick? Tricks can be taught.
Not my tricks.
Oh. Yeah, just being bashful, I see. I understand. A magician can never reveal his tricks. I could use another ale. I'll just kind of, put my hand up, and if there's any barmaidens walking around or something that deliver an ale or something.
Kavan, Astreus, do either of you say anything?
He's not here at the moment. He had to run away for something. So.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
we'll just say Kavan
I'm
is standing and just
side-eyeing
kind of who? Kavan?
Kavan.
Okay.
He looks like something I can't put my finger on. I'll text you. You'll
Okay.
get it.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got Astreus kind of side-eyeing Kavan. Kavan is just kind of, I would imagine, kind of just looking at the ground, maybe looking at anywhere other than the other four of you. And at that point, you're going to hear a very loud slap. Definitely a flesh-on-flesh, meaty slap. And all you'll hear is, Guntrin, you pig! Get out of here! And everyone at that point will look over to the bar and see, Gundren, he's got this big red mark on the side of his face, which he has a very large head, in comparison to the rest of him. But you'll see him kind of wobble over back to his seat, which he's got a tray of drinks that he'll put onto the table. Some of these women around here, oh, they can't handle old Guldrin.
So they can't handle Guldrin, or they can't, or you can't handle them.
Anyway, how about that job?
That's what I thought.
I noticed Sildar's walked away. He must have went to go take off his armor. So anyway, I'm sure Sildar probably explained very poorly on what you're doing, but essentially, you've got an escort job. You're going to be taking to Phandelver a wagon. It's led by 2 oxen. And inside the wagon, you've got 12 sacks of flour, several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of my favorite ale, a dozen shovels, pickaxes, and crowbars, 5 lanterns, and a barrel of oil. I need this taken from here to Phandelver to Barthen's Provisions, over to my good buddy Elmar. I can promise you that Elmar is, he's an interesting fella. I will say, don't stare when you look at him. You'll understand what I mean. But, do you all want to make some money?
Aye. And I raise my ale. This would be the easiest money you've had me earn yet.
Wonderful. And he'll put a tankard of ale in front of Thren.
2! Aye. 2 is always better than 1.
How about you, tall, dark, and mysterious? He'll look at you, Astreus.
Yeah, I glance over at Kaz and I don't have anything better to do. I think. Maybe I do. I don't know.
Wonderful.
Either way.
He'll put a tankard of ale in front of Astreus. Ignis, I know you're up for a battle. He'll put a tankard of ale in front of Ignis. And then he'll look at Kazrin and Kavan.
I mean, if I'm getting one of those tankers, hell yeah.
Attaboy, Kavan. He'll put the tankard, he'll just kind of like slide it to Kavan across the table.
I catch it and just start downing it instantly.
Hero, did you see my text?
I'll just go ahead and mimic exactly what Thren did. So, tankard raise.
Oh yeah.
Same thing. Because I'm still with his face.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first roll of the game.
I don't like it.
Gundren doesn't even notice that you're looking like Thren. He still just assumes that you look like Kaz. So he will toss a tankard in front of Kazrin. And then at this point, Gundren will then stand on top of the table. All right. We've got to party. And then at that point, the entire bar will erupt into applause. And, yeah. He'll sit back down. And at that point, we have to wait for Sildar to get out of the restroom. So is there anything that any of you would like to say to Gundren? Or to each other, I suppose.
Still just giving Kavan the side eye.
Do I notice him side-eyeing Kavan?
Roll me a perception check.
My eyes don't have, like, pupils. So
Oh,
I
they
don't know
don't.
if he would.
Okay.
So I don't know if he would, because they're just, like, green, glowing orbs. So I
Just
don't
full
know.
full green.
Yeah.
Uh,
Kind of like a lime green. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Instead of a perception, roll me a history, because I want to see if Thren has ever experienced an Aasimar.
Yeah.
ASMR?
No.
Asimar.
Woo! Yep, nope.
Most people haven't.
That's rough having a. Well, my charisma and my intelligence are rough.
Yeah, so, no, you don't notice anything. All you notice is that Astreus is sitting there kind of holding his tankard. Kavan and his giant 7-foot self is just kind of hanging out. Kavan, which I didn't ask, what are you doing?
I'm still just down in this ale. I'm going at it.
Okay. So Sildar will walk back up to the table at that point, kind of like, he'll have like a little towel in his hands, just kind of wiping off some of his armor and whatnot. He'll put the towel in his pocket and just kind of look at everyone. So how'd it go? Oh, Sildar. Yeah, we've got a party, my friend. Go get my favorite bar, maiden. We need drinks. Yeah, alright. Oh, I'm so very sorry, my friends. I almost forgot to mention. Upon completion, over to, Elmar, you'll each receive 10 gold pieces. However, I do have to say, if one item of the wagon happens to go missing, you'll get nothing.
So if we lose an item, we just keep it all. Got it.
I don't know what kind of comedy they have from where you're from, but I'm gonna assume that's a joke.
Well, I mean,
Was it a joke?
No one
Yeah, I like
knows.
lean in and whisper. Was it a joke?
I just kind of very slowly shake my head.
Like the way you think.
I
It's like
assure you,
low key fist bump him.
your package will arrive to its destination just fine.
Package.
All right.
I should say.
It's what I like to hear. So, I don't know how to put this, friends. I'm going to vacate the area for right now. And I'm going to go across the street. Gundren's going to the brothel, and at that point he will chug his tankard, throw it on the table, kind of give Thren a look and hit him on the shoulder. Thren, it's always a pleasure.
You take it easy, old man.
Yes. Now, if Sildar didn't already explain it, here's how it's going to work. Me, and this guy, he'll hit Sildar on the chest plate again. We're going to leave in a few hours. Just go ahead.
Speaking of which, I'll be right back. Continue on what you're doing.
Is now when you're going to be gone for like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, he'll hit Sildar on the chest plate, and, I forgot where I was going with that, fuck.
What you're doing, they're leaving in the couple hours.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So he'll hit Sildar on the chest plate, and if he has not explained, me and Sildar here are gonna leave in a couple of hours, and kinda scope out the land. We'll come back if anything looks suspicious. But if we don't, assume that everything is fine. Take off, deliver my goods. I'll meet you at, Elmar's... Fuck, what was it?
Brother's provisions.
Yes, thank you. I'll meet you at Barthen's Provisions. And then you'll get paid. Until then, my friends, always remember, Gundren, God, I'm really drunk.
I'd rather not remember Gundren.
Just go over to
I agree.
Just go over to the brothel already, old man. Ah, old man, you're one to talk. But yes, I've got a lot of aggression I need to get out. Which you'll see him kind of hop off the chair again. Gundren, in case I haven't said, he's very expressive. Talks with his hands a lot, really does like a lot of like, he's very expressive. So yeah, you'll see him kind of like high-five a couple people on the way out, and he will exit the Misty Tap. Which at that point, Sildar will undo like the top of his like chainmail, because it's like chained together right there at the neck. He'll kind of like undo it a little bit and sit down at the table with everybody. And he'll grab one of the tankards of ale, one of the many tankards of ale that's at the table. Alright. I mean no disrespect to anybody at this table, Thren, especially you. But I need to know some backstories here. Because I'm so sorry. You said you fell out of the sky.
I haven't said that, actually.
Oh.
Not to this group.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I just said I don't know where.
Okay. Let me rephrase.
Wind it back.
I mean no disrespect, but he'll point at Kazrin first. You have been shape-shifting or camouflaging or whatever the hell you're doing to look like this guy, he'll point at Thren, and then to look like that guy, and he'll point at Astreus. So, I definitely need some insight on you. He'll point over at you at Astreus. You've just given me a weird vibe ever since you've walked in this bar. He'll look at Thren. Honestly, I'd just like to know what's been going on with you, and he'll look at Kavan. And then, I mean, I must know what the legendary Wild Speaker's been doing. Which, like I said, Sildus literally, like, he really feels like he could literally be anywhere else and he'd be even happier. Not necessarily at a brothel or, like, another tavern, but, like, just any other building. So, whoever wants to take it away, which, by the way, in case he also didn't say, you guys have got free range of drinks all night. Because, Gundren's got a tab a mile long. So, feel free to ask for whatever drink, whatever food you want. Which also, and he'll slap Ignis on the chest, I'm gonna get you a plate of whatever the hell meat you want, and a couple tankards of ale. And if I may, you'll see Ignis, yeah, sounds good.
Good.
So he'll sit, and you'll see this fucking ham hock come out on a plate after, like, probably like 20 minutes. And Ignis will just be sitting there eating and drinking. Why don't we start with you there? What did Gundren call you? Tall, dark, and mysterious? What's your story?
I don't really have one. I am still not really sure where I am. I woke up about 10 minutes before I got here. Apparently, I had fallen through somebody's house. I'm not joking, I can point you to the house. I was standing in their living room that I had destroyed. I don't know where I am. I don't know why I am, but I am.
All right.
That's all I got.
You have no memory of anything else?
Not at all. Probably because I fell through a roof.
I mean, yeah, that'd do it to you.
My question is, what the hell were you doing on the roof?
Well, to fall through it, I was probably somewhere farther up than on it.
You one of them roof folk? tell him you've never heard of the roof folk? The
No,
folk that
no,
just
I
live on roofs?
really don't think I have.
See some wild things when you're traveling, man.
That I can agree.
You'll see him one day.
I really need to get out of the mine more often. 'Cause
Well,
I have never seen any of these roof folk.
well, you
Nor have
know,
I, and then I'll point at Kaz. Nor have I ever seen one of you. And then I'll point at Astreus.
Yeah.
And then I'll point at Astreus. Or one of you either. I mean, I don't know. I've got a lot to learn.
listen, if I may, Thren here, he's been around for a while. Hair past a freckle, as the kids say. However, the guy doesn't get out of the mine very often. Him and Gundren actually used to mine a lot over in Phandelver. Which, by the way, how's that friend of yours, Thren?
I'll kind of look at you, and I'll just kind of you'll kind of. I'm kind of like a chipper kind of guy, you know. He's always seems to be in a good mood, and then his facial expression when he says that he'll kind of just, his eyes will kind of squint a little bit, and his face kind of gets a little more serious, and I'll just I'll kind of be quiet for a second, and I'll just be like, friend is fine, and I'll kind of stand up from the table, and I think I'm gonna go to the bar for a little while. I got a phone call.
Now, I meant no disrespect, but alright. He gets kind of personal about things. So, what's your story there? He'll point at Kazrin.
At the point where he asked me that, I'm gonna be sitting there because I still have Thren's face. And I'll just be sitting there, like, messing with the beard. Because I'll be like, how... Hey, hang on. Quick, like, throw up my hood and get my own face back. What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, some backstory about your character would be great at first. Because personally, first of all, I don't know what kind of magic user you are. If you're... I don't know. I've never seen anything like, the face shifting and all that jazz. So, if you could just kind of... Where'd you come from? Why are you in Neverwinter? Why did you...
Joe?
Where'd you come from, Kazrin Joe?
Yes.
Just exactly like, why are you even here? And also, what made you want to get involved in this party?
I don't know. I was bored.
That's all. Is that all you got?
I'm sorry. You asked a lot of questions.
I saw the only other person in all black. That was it.
I mean... It was the easiest person to steal their face. But have you never heard of changelings? You've never heard the stories?
Not once.
Oh, well, I suppose that's why none of you are afraid of me.
Which, Kavan, roll me a history check.
1 second, my computer's running a little slow.
You're fine.
They'll do that.
12. 13, sorry, I forgot I had a +1.
You've heard of a changeling before, but you are unsure of like what they look like. You've never actually seen one, but you've heard stories.
Gotcha.
Well, so we're given to families to replace other children, and we can change our face.
It's kind of morbid.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I didn't ask for it. It just happens.
Is that a skill that you learned, or is it just something that you just developed?
No, it just happens. I just learned to control it, but it just happens.
All right. So what are you doing in Neverwinter?
I am looking for someone, but I don't know where they are. So I've just been trying to find them and trying to see if I hear anything about them. I don't know. So I just try to make my way.
Well, Neverwinter is definitely a good city to try to find somebody. Who is it you're looking for exactly?
Well, it's not. I cannot give his name because he goes by lots of names, so I don't want to give away the wrong one. But if we hear anything about who it is, I will let you know.
Right. He'll just kind of take a sip from the tankard and not really take his eyes off you. Kavan, what you doing in Neverwinter? I mean, besides for rocking that stage.
I mean, about it. They send me a letter. Tell me they're gonna give me money to perform. People in Neverwinter are always a good crowd, so couldn't turn down the opportunity.
So you've got that small group of young girls over there about to wet themselves for you, my friend.
Yeah,
I don't know if you realize that or not.
No, I'm well aware. I try to tune that out.
Which, Kavan, do you look over at the group of girls at all?
Yeah, I'll look over at them, just kind of like acknowledging that they're there.
Once you look over and kind of like do like a little awkward like wave, I imagine, the group of them will kind of
Just gonna kind of look back, concerned and also a little frightened, and then try to return to the conversation and pretend that didn't happen.
I don't know much about music, my friend, but if you got that effect on people, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's what they've told me since I was young.
So,
That? No, you're good. Go ahead.
so in this group, we've got this guy who's got the wildest eyes I've ever seen. And not entirely sure where he was, who he is. But you know who you are, right?
Yeah, my name's Estress.
Alright, so at least you know that much, but you don't know where you came from, why the hell you apparently crashed through somebody's home. Alright, so check mark that box. You've got the Dragonborn here. I know what Ignis can do. I've seen him in battle several times. How's that steak there for you, buddy?
Well done.
There you go.
Sorry.
And then you got that one who can change the face of whoever. And then, arguably, one of the most famous musicians that Neverwinter's ever seen. And then, of course, Thran, who's at the bar. which I'll go get him before too long here. But listen, Gundren is very particular in who he hires, even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes. So, don't, in a lack of better terms, don't fuck it up. It's an easy as cake job. Plus, you've got the dragon, you've got the Goliath, you've got all the intimidation factors checked. And if anything, this one could just turn into whatever the hell the other person looks like. And then, don't even get me started on the the dwarf, and of course, you, Mr. Green Eyes. So, I think this is an easy enough job. Just get the wagon to Phandelver, get the money, be on your way. Easy enough, right?
Sounds it.
Cool. I guess with that said, I'm going to have me another tankard of ale, if you'll excuse me. You'll see Sildar stand and kind of walk over to the bar, leaving you four, to yourself for a moment. And Ignis has a pet.
Well,
Where'd the lizard get a lizard?
you don't want to know.
Right, I probably don't. I'm gonna go back to the drink.
You know, they're still staring at you.
You think he's little now? Wait until you see him in battle.
I just point at your groupies.
Just gonna keep my head bowed and kind of under my breath. I know, I'm aware, don't want to acknowledge it.
So, the famous musician doesn't want to be famous?
Not particularly. Just like music. Not my fault people like it too.
It kind of is.
I mean,
You perform in front of people.
how else is a man supposed to make a living?
You could fight.
No.
Or like,
You see-
I don't know, cut down trees. Or, you ever considered, building houses? I know of a roof that needs fixed.
Yeah, I bet you do, don't you? You're roof dweller. I'm still not convinced you're not one of them. I need physical proof that you're not one of them roof folk.
I can't do the thing yet, so doesn't matter. I don't have any proof.
Got my eyes on you.
Asim are the only race that have to wait for levels to gain abilities. A racial ability doesn't come for a while, which is weird.
Skill issue.
Yeah. It literally is.
Exactly. That's why I said it.
So you'll see Sildar work his way back to... Never mind.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. Everything all right?
Yeah. Just guy doesn't have the water that he needs because I pulled checkboards and I was hoping the ditch would be high enough that he'd still be able to pull water, and he just doesn't have enough water pressure, so I got to go throw more checkboards in the morning.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
So, Thren at the bar. Sildar will walk up to you and kind of like pat you on the back a little bit. And he'll get like real close to you. Listen, man, I didn't mean to ask. Alright, I know it's kind of hush-hush, but I worry, you know?
Hey, well, yes, I'm not mad at you. It's, that cocksucker is supposed to keep his trap shut about it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I understand. Well,
I get it. You're like his right-hand man, but it's just something like that. I made him promise me, he, you know, he wouldn't tell anybody. It's kind of, you know, stabbed me in the back a little. You understand what I mean?
I do. Trust me, Gundren makes mistakes all of the time. But
Well, he didn't always used to be this way. I mean, he always used to party a lot, but he's sadly to say he's losing his honor.
yeah, that sounds about right. Well, listen. Why don't you head back over to the table with all your new compadres? Get to know them a little bit. I'm gonna go across the way to go, drag Gundren out of whatever he's managed to. I'm just gonna go get Gundren,
I suppose that's a good idea.
and then we're probably gonna head off to go to Phandelver. You guys rest up, take the night, leave in the morning, and then we'll figure it out from there. All right?
I'll just kind of look at you and say, well, thanks for taking care of the dumb son of a bitch.
Trust me when I
Lord
say
knows
this.
somebody has to.
Trust me
How
when
far
I.
is Phandalin from where we're at?
I want to say it said it's about a half a day travel.
I don't know. I just didn't know if that was talked about yet or not.
What time is it?
It's late. Probably.
My character is gonna go to bed.
Let's say Sildar will walk back over to the table and. All right. You guys do whatever you want for the rest of the night. I'm gonna go grab Gundren, and then we're gonna make off for Phandalin. I'll see y'all at Barthen's Provisions. All right.
Alrighty.
Oh, and remember, take care of the oxen, and don't lose nothing off the wagon. God, please don't lose nothing off the wagon.
Simple enough.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, the trips are roughly half a day. Which, we'll look at that map here in a moment.
I'm just gonna sit at the bar and drink ale till I pass out.
I'm gonna go to a bed. I'm tired.
I'm gonna say, so the Misty Tap has, like, next to the bar, there's a stairwell that goes upstairs that has quite a few bedrooms that you can rent out for a discussed price with Vincent.
Can we put it on Gundren's tab?
I don't know. You'd have to go over and ask Vincent.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing? Sildar walked away and...
Oh, I'm walking up to Vincent.
Okay. Oh, Astreus, my friend, what can I do for you? I'm mixing voices here.
You are. It's all right. I'm fucking mine up all night.
I've been too.
Same.
I need a room for the evening.
Oh. What? Hang on. Oi. Yeah, right there. Oh, we got ya. One room for you?
Yeah, please.
All right. Now, unfortunately, unlike the ale, I can't give you that one on the house.
But can we put it on Gundren's tab?
Oh. I love the way you think, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'll put it on that Yeah. I'll put it on his tab. I'm trying to be better around the women folk, you know what I mean?
I do.
All right, mate. You need a bar? You need another tank of the veil? Anything on your way up?
I think I'm all right. Thank you, friend.
Not a problem. You come on back now.
I'll just kind of pop up at that point and be like, can you make that too, please? Please?
Where on earth did your little self come from?
Well, I was over there, and before that, I was out there.
That sounds... God damn it. Well, that sounds alright to me. You go ahead and head up. I'll put it on Gundren's tab.
Oh, thank you.
Kavan, Ignis, Thren? Or Ignis, you said you're at the bar getting drunk.
I'm at the bar passing out drunk.
Vincent will look at you. Oh, I appreciate you drinking all that ale, friend, but let me know how many you got before you pass out.
About 6.
I'll write it on his tab. Kavan, Thren?
I'm gonna go out back and find a wagon to sleep in.
So when you leave the Misty Tap, actually, like, directly behind the building is actually the wagon that you guys are going to have to escort on your mission. So you'll go out and you'll see the wagon. It's got, like, this big blanket on the top of it that's got all the stuff underneath it. The oxen are not with the wagon at the current second. So you can choose to either sleep in that wagon or you can try to find something else.
Are there any empty wagons?
Roll me perception.
Oh. 5.
You don't see any other wagons, but you see a wheelbarrow.
Is it big enough to fit a Goliath?
Oh no.
Alright.
It's big enough to maybe hold Thren.
Okay.
Real quick.
It is at this point that Astraeus, Kazrin have gone up to their separate bedrooms. I will say separate bedrooms, because I assume y'all ain't cuddling. And I mean, if you are, more power
Too
to you.
early for that. Too early for that. I don't know you.
Ignis is at the bar top, currently getting plastered and having a wonderful conversation with Vincent. Kavan has decided to leave the Misty Tap in search of a nice place to sleep. Thren, that leaves you, my friend.
Hey. I guess Thren will go out back. Is there a bench kind of close to where the wagon is?
Roll me perception. I love saying that.
19.
It's not necessarily next to the wagon, but if you go outside, go around the side of the Misty Tap, there's definitely a bench. There's kind of on the side of the building, yeah.
Okay, can I see the wagon where I'm at?
You got to go to the end of the little alley right there, but yeah.
Okay. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to, just lean up against the wall and, just doze off there, but I'm within earshot of the wagon, so if anybody tries to steal anything out of it or mess with the wagon in any way, shape, or form, then I can hear it or see it or, because technically I don't want anything being taken because I don't get paid if that happens.
Correct. All right. And with that, I've thought about this long and hard. If I really want to pull a geek every single time that we have a rest session.
Oh no.
And I think this one time I will. I need everybody to roll me a d20.
Oh, the wake up. I gotcha.
Yes, we are currently on the next day.
Well,
Nobody's rolling high today.
How do I roll just a normal d20 on here?
The little dice on the bottom left.
I'll say, then you'll just click the symbol that looks like a D20 and click roll.
Got it.
Wow. All right, Ignis, you awaken first. It is it's pretty early. The sun is just barely coming over the ridge, so it's shining in the windows of the front of the Misty Tap. Vincent is not at the bar, and the place is empty. But
Sorry. Okay.
you're good. You want me to explain again?
Vincent is not there.
Vincent is not at the bar. The place is spotless. The chairs are on top of the tables. It doesn't even look like people were there.
Okay.
But the entire place is empty. You're the only person in the building.
Okay.
Well, in the actual bar.
Is there anybody in the kitchen?
Roll me perception. You can barely hear some rumblings of maybe some pots and pans, but you're not sure. And I'll give you this: if you look down to the edge of the bar, you'll actually notice a little bell that on the handle says "Ring for service."
Now you go ring the bell.
All right. So after you ring it for a moment, Vincent will come out. Oi, mate. I'm sorry, it's so bloody early. I'm just getting everything turned on, mate. What can I get for you?
Well, being that there's no one here, take your time with getting everything set up, but once you get everything in operation, I would like a plate of your finest breakfast platter, possible.
Oi, alright, mate. I'll have that out for you in just a moment. And Vincent will walk to the kitchen. Let's see, who was next? Looks like Astreus.
I'm gonna be spending the next 20 minutes putting my armor up.
Okay. While that's happening, we'll go ahead with Kazrin. You wake up next. She's chewing in her sleep. Or they're chewing in their sleep, rather.
Yeah.
Sorry, of course it was a bite with caramel.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Timing.
Okay. You said I'm waking up next?
Correct.
I'll go ahead and go down to the bar. I assume everybody else is down there.
The only one down there so far is Ignis, who is patiently waiting for his breakfast platter.
I will see if I can get some breakfast too.
Okay, so you go to the bar top. Vincent's actually not at the bar top. You see Ignis sitting at the bar, and there's a little bell to the left of Ignis that on the handle says "Ring for service."
I'm just gonna poke at it just enough to make it barely make a noise. Just push it.
Okay, so nothing happens. Ignis, you see Kazrin walk down the steps, and they stand next to you, and they just start poking the bell that you had just currently rang for Vincent.
I just look over at her. It. We'll just say it. And I say, that's not going to do anything. You got to be aggressive with it. So I walk over, and I slam my hand on the bell.
Give me a strength check.
Oh no.
Crit.
God.
That'd be funny.
Broke it.
Fumble, break his hand.
So
Like,
I'm
stick it in my
gonna
finger.
I'm gonna say when you go down and you slam your hand on top of the bell, the handle breaks off. And it doesn't really make like a bell sound, it just more so makes like a sound. Which after a moment, Vincent will kind of like poke his head out of the kitchen. Oi! And you know fucking break my bell there, mate. Oh, Kazrin.
I'm just gonna point at Ignis and be like, he did it.
I mean, it
Well-
sounds about right that the Dragonborn to do it.
She needed your help, and she wasn't ringing it hard enough, so I tried to get your attention. My bad.
It's alright, mate. I'll just put it on Gundren's tab. What can I get you?
Breakfast?
Alright, we've got an extensive menu. What can I get you?
That scared the shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh,
Amber
damn
alert
it.
went off.
Only it's. Is it? That's not what it is. I don't. I'm so confused.
You said an Amber
Oh.
Alert went off?
Why is
Yeah.
it Amber alert? It's more like
Oh.
just an alert.
Yeah, it's a public safety alert for something. I don't know.
Found out
I
about
hate
Not
those.
even
New
near us.
Yorkers.
But it scared the fuck out of me. I jumped so hard. Well, because
Yeah, I
my
was
watch
like-
and my phone just screamed at me at the same time. Holy
They found out
fuck.
you kidnapped all those New Yorkers.
No, none of that ever happened. God damn it.
Lies. You have no proof.
All we know is Miller punches random people.
Oof.
Yeah, and what about it?
And he eats his underwear.
I
Anonymous,
said
True.
only one of those things were true.
anonymous sources.
He's built like an anonymous source.
Anyway, carry on.
So
Oh, fuck.
we've got an extensive menu for breakfast. What can I get you?
I'll just kind of sit there and like look really confused, just like, whatever you'd recommend.
Oh, all right. 2 breakfast platters coming up.
2. I only need 1. I'm only 1.
I just look over at her and just shake my head.
So it is at this point that Astreus will finally come down the steps. I assume you were coming down the steps after you got your armor on.
Yeah. Sorry. Zoned out for a minute. Yeah. I'm just gonna go sit down at the bar.
So yeah, you'll see Ignis and Kazrin at the bar, looking. Ignis's mouth is beginning to water because he's waiting for his food, and Kazrin is just kind of like looking around, rather confused at the breakfast platter that they just ordered.
Wait, so they have the breakfast platters already?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. It's like, wait a minute. You should give your platter to him. He looks like he's about to eat someone. I just go sit down and just sit there.
Okay. Thren, you're up.
I'll just kind of be sitting on the bench, you know. And I'll just kind of, hey, look around. You know, I kind of do the old scratch my armpit kind of thing, and I'm gonna stretch, and I'll get up and kind of check out the wagon, and look under it, make sure everything's in there. Kind of
So-
mental note of everything that's in there.
So you do look at the wagon.
Yes,
Roll me perception.
motherfucker. I swear.
Motherfuck.
17.
Perfect. It was a DC of 5. So you notice that the wagon now has 2 oxen. strapped to the wagon, and these are big, big ox. Very, very large, pure black, horns out the top, the whole gimmick. Kind of look like Ferdinand the Bull almost. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that the blanket that was covering all of the goods are still present. Everything is accounted for. Everything that Gundren and Sildar had listed off is all still there.
Hey. Everything seems to be in order. I'll kind of, put the cover back down, and I'll kind of look at the ox, and I'll think to myself, man, those would have been handy in the mines, and then I'll kind of mosey my way inside to maybe get me some breakfast.
So you'll look at one of the ox. They're both kind of like they're strapped to the wagon, but they're both like kind of laying down. The straps are kind of loose on them a little bit. You guys will need to tighten them before you leave.
Right.
But one of the ox will just kind of like put its head up at you. Look like it just woke up. And like put its head back down. I don't know what sound an ox makes. That sounded pretty good to me. So you head in?
Yep, I'll go in and...
Alright, so once you enter the Misty Tap, you notice Kazrin, Ignis, and Astreus all sitting at the bar, which, at this point, Vincent will walk out of the kitchen with 2 breakfast platters. Alright, mates. 2 breakfast platters. Which, when he hands it to you, you're going to notice it is a very delicate-looking plate of hash browns, some kind of protein, probably pig, maybe cow, a couple eggs, and then a piece of homemade toast. He went ahead and put double of everything on Ignis's plate.
My man.
Yeah, I figured you'd be hungry there. Plus, like I said, it's on Gundren's tab, so who really gives a damn. Hey, you want anything there, tall, dark, and mysterious? I'm sorry, I heard Sildar calling you that, and I couldn't help it.
Yeah. Let me get what they're having, but put it all between 2 pieces of toast.
You'll see this excited look get on Vincent's face. Just, oh, yeah, I like it. I'll be right back. Which Thren at that point will walk in, and Vincent will stop in his tracks. Oh, Thren, breakfast for you, mate.
Oh, hey, it sounds wonderful, mate. It smells amazing.
What
As
you want?
usual.
You want the usual?
I'll take the dwarven special.
Oh, my man. All right, I'll be right back. Which, Kavan, you are awake also.
Where did I end up? Because I don't think we fully established. Like, it was between the wagon and the wheelbarrow, and then the stream cut off.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, shit, that's right. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We'll just say for convenience sake that the building next door had a wagon that was empty, and that's where you slept.
Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna get out of that wagon, and then I'm gonna walk back to the wagon we gotta move to make sure everything's good. And then you said the oxen are there, so I'd like to get acquainted with the oxen.
Yeah, so why don't you roll me a, what is it, animal handling?
Yep.
Nine.
There's a 9.
Mhm.
Okay, so you'll walk up to the oxen. They're both kind of sleeping still, kind of. But one of them will raise their head at you. They'll kind of sniff your hand a little bit. And they just seem very uninterested.
Fair enough. Alright, from there, I'm just gonna head inside and go sit down at the bar then.
Okay. So once you enter the Misty Tap, you'll see the rest of your comrades.
Mhm.
Thren?
I'm gonna text you something.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
A lot of texting today. A lot of texting.
Do you have my actual number?
No, but I have your Discord.
I can get it to him later if you'll want me to.
You
Oh,
should
wait,
have his...
actually, you do.
There was a group text.
Yeah,
Except
you have
Eero deletes all his messages.
Well, let me see if I
True.
still have that.
I can just make another group text real quick, though. Actually,
Well,
Yeah,
kind
he-
of defeats the purpose of him texting Nero, doesn't it? If
Well,
you
I-
make
well, he
so
can
he
get-
can
grab
get
the
the
number.
number, dildo.
Oh, damn! Why gotta be all that?
Well, hey, I mean,
Jesus.
those aren't bad.
God.
All
Hey,
right.
yo.
There's a group chat.
Okay, call me a dildo.
Okay.
Now, Eero, you should reply to that group chat and be like, "I'm Eero," so he knows which number is which.
Okay, call me a dildo, you bastard.
He's so offended.
I am.
Hey,
Well, he
please-
There
just
you go.
yells at me before he takes the time to realize what I said. He's just screaming.
I wasn't screaming. I just
Little
said,
screaming dragonborn over here.
I calmly
little-
said
little
that defeats
screamer.
the purpose of.
But you didn't think through what was happening. You
Do
just
I ever
started
think things
screaming.
through, Geek?
No, that's the problem. That is the issue.
As
Young
long as you know
man.
me, have I ever thought anything through?
That's the problem. We've been trying to teach you,
Jesus Christ.
trying to make you learn. You never learn.
I'm just gonna wait for Wonder's text before we continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Might not let me do it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Ew, why
So,
is the
okay.
group text green? Who's
Because
the
Wonder's
jerk?
a Wonder.
Ew.
You should have known that.
Ew.
'Cause you know Eero's not gross. You also know I'm not.
Well, no,
'cause I
she's the only
texted
reason
you
why I
about it.
have an iPhone.
Yeah, because it's gross when the text is green. Gross. Icky.
Oh, so, Thren, you go up to the bar.
Yeah, so I like order my food, and on my way by, I go to kick the chair out from under Ignis.
Roll me a strength check.
What the fuck? Now who's a dildo?
You.
Fuck, man.
Would it be a contested,
I don't even see it.
technically?
11.
Okay, yeah, there it is. 11. No, because honestly, anything above... I was going to give you a DC of, like, 14. Anything above 14, you were going to kick the chair out from underneath him. We'll say 11, you get it, and you solidly kick it. But it
just
doesn't...
makes him, just try to freak him out,
Yeah, it doesn't really do
Whatever.
much. But
I kind of
Ignis...
just I kind of glanced down. I'm like, first day with your new feet, man?
Hey, just making sure you're on your toes. And then I just kind of, do the old pat on the shoulder and laugh a little bit to myself. I'm about the only person that would have thought it was funny, but that's
Yeah.
kind of how I am. I'm just
Making sure you're good.
So, for Kazrin and Astreus' sake here, you'll see Thren walk into the Misty Tap, and you'll see him walk past Ignis, and you'll just hear this thud. And you'll see Ignis kind of move ever so slightly. And then they laugh, and... Yeah.
I just like to pester Ignis is my thing. Because ever since he tried to eat me, now I just piss him off all the time.
Try to get him to eat you again.
So,
Well, yeah.
That could be arranged.
Not a lot of brains on this one.
Ayo. And with that, Kavan.
But this is one of my personality strengths, is I can stare down a hellhound without flinching and have a crude sense of humor.
I dig it, playing into the characteristics. Which, by the way, I meant to say something to you before now. You didn't pick a flaw.
Oh, I can do that.
Bro thinks he's perfect.
Well, my flaw was going to be...
He's too damn short.
The reason I didn't pick a flaw is because they didn't really have a flaw that... I'm in a relationship, okay? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my flaw. If you know.
Hey, you know what? Okay, yeah, got it. Roger. Okay, so Kavan, you said you entered the bar after checking with the wagon?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll kind of fix that.
So you enter the Misty Tap, you see the rest of your comrades sitting at the bar. What do you do?
I'm just gonna walk over and go sit at the bar if there's an open seat.
Oh, yeah. This bar top's got about 8, maybe 9, 10
Valid.
bar stools. So it's a large bar. You gotta remember, the Misty Tap is one of the most popular bars in all of Neverwinter.
Right. Gotcha.
So at this point, Vincent will come back out with the... Astreus, did you order food? You ordered food, didn't you?
Yeah.
Everything... Yeah, okay.
Between the 2 pieces of toast.
Right. So you'll see Vincent come back out with another platter of breakfast and then this insane-looking sandwich, which he will set in front of Thren and Astreus. Oi, mate. Well, I got to tell you, that's the craziest damn sandwich I've ever made. Oh, Thren, here's your platter, mate.
Hey.
Hey, big fella, did you want anything?
Yeah, and I kind of look over at Astreus' sandwich. I want you to take that and double it.
Oh, big fella's gotta eat. All right, give me like 10 minutes, I'll be right back. Does anybody else need anything?
Yes. Give me... How many oxen did you say there were? 2?
Correct.
Give me 2 plates of leafy greens. They're for the oxen.
Can do,
Aw.
mate. Can do. Oh, and for the record, I'm putting all this on Gundren's tab.
Make it 4.
Good.
Get 4. Love it.
Roger. He'll go back into the kitchen, and then 10, 15 minutes passes. He'll walk out and fuck it. He'll walk out with a paper sack. I was trying to think if fucking they had paper sacks back then, but like
Burlap sack would make more sense.
burlap. We'll go with that. Thank you. So he'll walk out with a burlap sack, and it's just fucking heaping with lettuce, cabbage, fucking all sorts of different greens, spinach. I think he threw in some parsley, maybe. Just all sorts of shit. He just everything that was green, he just chucks it in this fucking thing. There might be a couple bell peppers in there. But he takes it, he ties it. Oh, here you go, mate. Greens for your companions. And then, here you are, big man. And Kavan, Vincent hands you this sandwich. It's like this fucking big. Double-decker breakfast sandwich. 2 pieces of toast with... Actually, it'd be 4 pieces of toast because you wanted everything doubled. So we're going to say it's 2 pieces of toast, hash browns, some kind of a protein, most likely sausage, 2 more pieces of toast, and then 4 eggs right there in the center.
Nice.
Thren just starts to drool when he sees this. I don't know if I've ever seen something more beautiful that is edible.
I gotta make this a real life, goddamn.
I'm just gonna very calmly and casually just start eating it.
And
Like it's a normal sandwich. No like not paying any attention to the fact that this thing is absurd.
Well, it's normal for you. You're huge.
That's my point. Yeah, just
Yeah.
eating it like this is a normal sandwich by my standards.
The rest of us would have to unhinge our jaw.
So y'all see Vincent just grab a towel and just start wiping down the bar top. So, how'd y'all sleep?
Hey. Not as good as a dwarf could sleep.
Well,
My head hurts a little, but I'm good.
I saw you went outside there, Thren. How was your wagon looking?
Hey, still intact.
Not exactly surprising with good old Gundren. And Ignis, you said your head hurt. Well, I mean, yeah, mate, you're up all night drinking all me ale.
I was thirsty.
Hey, I get it. Anybody else?
I slept about as good as you can sleep in a wagon.
Well, you know, Kavan, we've got some beds upstairs.
Would I have fit in one of the beds?
Probably not, mate, but it's worth a shot.
You could push two together, maybe.
Lay at an angle. Yes,
Yeah.
could
Well,
work. That could work.
I mean, I'm not the brightest. I didn't necessarily think that one through.
Apparently not.
They're very comfy beds.
I've slept in plenty of wagons. I'm used to it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to keep everything tip-top here at the Misty Tap. Alright, well, if no one else has got anything for me, just finish up whatever you're doing. And then if you decide to go ahead and go, just safe travels. Please come back. You've been wonderful guests. Alright?
I'll do our best.
Good luck. And as a friend of mine once said, the hell did he say?
What the fuck are these called?
Oh,
You know, it's weird, mate. He says something about force. I don't know. Anyway,
May the force be with you.
that might be it. Anyway, good luck, mates. Vincent will head back into the kitchen. And what are we doing, folks?
Well, I'm finished eating. I'm gonna head outside and like tighten the straps on the oxen and feed them.
All right. Ignis, go ahead and roll me an animal handling check.
I got you. It's one of my proficiencies. Boom. 18.
Oh, yeah.
20.
So, Ignis, does anybody walk out with Ignis?
I'll go out with them.
Okay.
Me too.
Just 'cause I don't
Okay.
trust them to not eat
I
them.
mean, everybody's probably getting ready to go, so.
Okay, so the group. Okay, cool. So y'all will go out to the oxen, and you'll see Ignis kind of like briskly jog up to the oxen. He'll get down on a knee and kind of like he'll rub. Actually, no. Ignis, go ahead and describe to me how you're feeding these oxen.
Well,
Describe your interaction.
I'm kind of like putting my head like on the collar, like almost like the neck of the thing, kind of like patting it as I'm like, I grab the greens in a hand and I kind of like I'm feeding a horse almost.
Yeah.
Like, and as it's eating, I'm kind of like patting it on its neck and like petting it and shit.
So yeah, these oxen are
I never pet an ox before, but you can picture it.
So yeah, the second that these ox realize that Ignis is walking up, they actually like fully wake up, stand up on all four legs, and kind of like excited to see Ignis. It definitely feels like these oxen have been around Ignis before. And yeah, like he'll tighten the straps on them, and they're very excited for the food, and they'll bite every bit of this food, eat every single bit of it. Not even a nibble on his hand.
All I could see when he started first thing is him walking up and like start to pet him and just ram this hand down their throat.
Okay.
I don't know why that's what I saw, but like, open up.
What is wrong with you?
Fucking Looney
Good
Tunes shit
God.
right there.
Like Popeye when he eats the spinach, you know.
Just crack the thing open, and then just.
Hey, you want to do that motion a little more?
No, I'm good.
All right, so what are the rest of y'all doing while Ignis is tending to the oxen?
I'm just kind of watching him closely because I still don't trust the fact that he's not going to eat them. I still feel like he's going to make a move at some point.
Okay.
That feels racist.
I mean, he alluded to eating them earlier.
I mean, he
Oh,
tried to eat a
you're
dwarf
table.
once, so.
And also, that is something, yes.
You probably deserved it.
That's got to be racist.
Well,
Is
you
it-
think just because
Have you
I'm a
met
dwarf?
him?
Yeah, just because he's a dwarf.
No, because he's threatened. I've known him for like a day. I get it.
Yeah.
That's rude.
Oh, I kind of like the little guy.
Little guy.
All right, so
But the little guy's got the big stick. Always remember
Hey,
that.
yo!
Amazing?
I make up for it in other
Oh.
ways.
Alright.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. I don't like it here anymore.
I hate it here.
jeez. Okay. All right, so if nobody has anything that they would like to do, I assume everyone just kind of gets prepared to take the wagon to Phandelver. And a little bit of information for the wagon. Somebody has to be on the reins at all times, or these oxen will not move. And there are 2 seats for the oxen. So the wagon is kind of a longer wagon. You've got the front, which is the bench where they have the reins for the oxen. Directly behind the bench is where all the goods are. And then behind that, you've got room for probably 2 to 3 other people of normal size. Kavan.
So it's essentially a stagecoach.
Basically.
Got it.
So comfortably, everybody could fit on the wagon to ride it if you would choose. Kavan, you would have to ride up front with whoever is driving it, or you yourself would have to drive it.
I can walk alongside it.
That'll work too.
I don't have a problem with that.
So, if everyone is ready, we can go ahead and begin the trip to Phandelver.
Well, since
Hey,
you knocked like me.
I'm ready.
Yeah, sorry.
So, if everyone could go ahead and open up that second map that I sent you, that is the map that you'll need to pay attention to because it shows the path from Neverwinter over to Phandelver. And the trail that you're going to be on is the Tribor Trail that you'll be on for about a half a day. And keep in mind, it is morning when we're leaving, so it'll be about midday or high noon when we get
good.
to Phandelver.
He did the thing.
He did the thing.
All right,
You got that?
I did get that.
Okay. So wait, the red trail is what we're looking at on the left?
Correct. Yes, I know it's a little difficult because I can't like point shit out like we could on Roll20.
Okay.
So yeah, it's you'll see Neverwinter there on like the middle towards the left. That trail going directly south, that's going down to Phandelver.
Okay.
So,
Yep. Let's do that.
so who is driving?
I'll try since the ops like me.
Okay, is anybody riding with Ignis up front?
The dwarf can sit up front with me.
That's probably not a good idea. The dwarf will be in the back.
Astreus?
I'm gonna walk.
Kazrin.
The cat.
Sure. I'll sit up there, I guess. It's no one else will.
All right, so we've got Thren in the back of the wagon, Kazrin and Ignis, Ignis driving, and Kavan and Astreus on the flanks. Sounds like a war party.
But
All right, give me just a second. I gotta get something to read here. Give me just a moment. Yep. Okay. So I have a little extirpate. Extirpate. I have a little part.
Excerpt?
Sure, we'll go with that.
extirpate. No, extirpate. I like it.
Extirpate.
Create your own words.
I've
He
got
does that a lot.
I've got a part from the book I'm going to read. You've been on the Tribor Trail for about a half a day. As you come around a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking the path. Each have several black feathered arrows sticking out of it. The woods press close to the trail here, with a steep embankment and dense woods on either side. So, you guys have traveled for about a half a day, and you're taking, if you look at the map, you kind of have like this random trail that goes to the right, that goes into Phandelver. That is where you have this embankment of a really steep hill, dark trees, really woody area. And yeah, you guys see ahead, probably about 50 feet ahead, 2 dead horses. What do you do?
We could take the
I would say the
horses.
horses have been extirpated. Because extirpate is actually a word.
Nice.
You said
Weirdly enough, it means to root out and destroy completely.
Huh.
I don't think that's right.
It is. Look it up. I thought I had heard that word before, so that's why I looked it up. Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a word.
You said there's a bank on either side of the road.
There's a what?
An embankment, like on either side of the road, like a steep embankment.
Well, the road itself goes very steeply down after the horses. So it's very woody, a lot of trees, a lot of bushes. You're getting into like a very dense area with not a lot of room.
And the horse are like across the road to where we can't go through them.
Correct, yeah. You've got one that is kind of horizontal on the road, the other one's kind of like a crooked angle, but they are completely blocking the road, and they are
How big are they?
I'll just
full-grown horses, both male. They're rather large.
Okay, Trace, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just gonna look at Kavan and we should probably go handle that. We're the ones out of the wagon. Apparently Kavan's not here. Okay, I'll go handle that. Alright, fuck it. Don't worry, I got it. Dicks.
Okay. Do we stop the wagon? Do we keep it at a leisurely stroll?
I'm gonna tell them to stop.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll stop the wagon.
Okay, so we'll say you stop at about 40 feet away from the horses. Take it away, Astreus.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up. At least on the way up, hand on my sword, ready for whatever. I'm just gonna go. So the horses have arrows in them. Any other? Are there like people of some kind?
Roll me investigation.
Ooh, I don't want to. I'm not good at that. I'm really not good at that.
You're going to roll a 17 anyway, so.
Not. Oh, how does that work?
Oof.
That was your
So,
roll. What are
okay.
What are you talking about?
I will say, what happened?
Not a
I don't
17.
know. Why were you rolling?
Huh?
You're the only one that rolled.
Yeah, you're the only one that
No.
rolled.
I didn't roll a 17.
I was
No, he
just
said you were-
trying to jinx you into rolling a 17.
Oh.
You just said
Okay.
you were gonna
It
roll.
definitely said Thren rolled something.
Yeah, 21 minutes ago.
No, it like popped up as we were doing that. It was weird.
Roll
You just can't read.
roll
No,
20s.
that's not true.
Roll 20s. Rolling system's a little wonky.
D&D
Kavan,
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I
whatever.
put them back though.
Okay, you've heard everything.
I believe so.
Okay.
I know fallen angel fella whose name I'm going to horribly mispronounce if I try to say it. Is going to check something, right?
So
Yeah, I tried
I'll
to bring
just...
you along, but you ignored me. So
So you guys are about 50 feet away from the steep embankment of this trail that you've been on for about a half a day. It's a very wooded area, not a lot of room, very densely, bushes, trees, blah, blah, blah. Up ahead, about 50 feet where you guys have stopped the wagon, there are 2 dead horses. Both one horizontal on the road, the other one at a diagonal angle, pretty much blocking the path completely, and they are riddled with arrows.
Okay, got it.
Do you go with Astreus, or do you stay back with the wagon?
I'll go with them. I need to go pay my respects to the dead horses.
Okay,
we also have to move them out of the road.
so before that, Astreus, I will say it's pretty common knowledge of, obviously, if you all looked at the picture of Sildar, he does wear a lot of red. And Gundren, he's very showboaty. So I'll say even with a 4, you guys notice that these are indeed Sildar and Gundren's horses.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Kavan, can you roll me an investigation, please?
Absolutely.
roll better than I did, please.
I did not.
Oh god.
Dumbass.
Yeah, you guys don't notice shit. So,
Well, we know they're
I'm
horses.
super
That's all we got.
preoccupied with the horses being dead. I'm like bowing my head and saying
Yeah,
like a
he's-
Goliath prayer for them.
my man's over here is mortified.
Yes.
So, but you guys realize that these horses do indeed belong, or did belong, to Gundren and Sildar. What's the move?
I'll get them off the road.
I'll help them move the horses.
Does anyone else go with Kavan and Astreus?
I'll get out and I'll help him move him.
Okay.
Please, somebody stay with the
I was
fucking
about to
wagon.
say, Thren's gonna
Ow.
stay with the wagon
I'll stay.
and basically watch the rear so we don't get ambushed from behind.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and say, because of distance, that Astreus and Kavan will start moving the horses. When Ignis realizes that they are moving the horses, he will begin to go out, still at about 40 feet away. From that point, Astreus, go ahead and roll me perception, please. Actually, Kavan and Astreus, both roll me perception.
Nice.
Fucking hell. You are mortified at the death of these horses.
I really am. It hit me personally.
So, Astreus, when you and Kavan are about, I want to say 10 feet away from these horses, you notice something a little bit farther up in the middle of the road. You're actually going to notice like a leather case of some kind. It's going to be like a long cylinder case made out of leather. And you're going to remember that Sildar actually had a leather map case on his side. And upon just kind of looking at this case, it looks like it has been looted. Which also, the horses have completely been looted. But when we get up to the horses, give me 1 second, please.
Side note, do you have a cat?
Ooh.
Oh, do I have a cat? No.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to
I
say.
did.
I do too.
Nobi was over here at one point.
I think they might be in here with me.
Uh-oh.
See, I don't know
They're
how
being
both
watched.
doors are.
Check the roof.
Okay, give me 1 second. There it is. Astraeus, Kavan, what are y'all's passive... Wait,
Ooh.
what?
I don't know.
Give me 1 second. I didn't write my notes good enough for this. Bless you.
Thank you. My soul just left my body. Ugh.
I have no soul on the ginger.
True.
Okay, I need passive wisdom, so your perception scores.
A 0.
No, your passive perception. It's on the left side.
Oh, really?
Under your saving throws.
I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. 10.
11.
Okay. So,
Good.
when you guys go up to move the horses, you hear a slight rustle in the bushes to your immediate right and left. And is it at this point that 2 goblins
Ooh, little guys.
pop out and, well, actually it's 4. 4 goblins pop out. However, 2 of them, when they pop out of the bushes, one of them trips on a branch and immediately face plants into the ground. The other one is very distracted by the size of Kavan. And
Just gonna do like a little wave at him.
so you notice these 2 other goblins, but what you don't notice are the 2 goblins behind you.
Oh, good.
And it is at this point that I need Kavan and Astraeus to roll initiative.
Sick.
And if anyone is planning on getting involved, I would also like... actually, just everyone initiative, please.
I am suffering.
God damn it. Fuck.
Dude.
Oh.
My God.
It's not up to us. It's the shitty computer. Let me break out my...
having
Can I
the
break out my
worst
real
day.
dice?
Sure.
Zero, you gonna be mad if I use my real
No,
dice?
go for it, bro.
Where
Let's see, that goes for
He's gonna lie
anybody.
about his rolls.
That goes for
He's gonna
anybody. If
lie
you
about
want
his
to...
rolls.
It goes for anybody. You want to use actual dice, go right ahead.
where
Yeah, I
is your-
crit, and then I crit, and then I crit again. Why would I lie?
Oh,
I would use
Because-
my die. Oh.
That's the
Goddamn.
type of person you are.
Lion?
It's
Okay.
really not.
I know.
Where's the initiative? Am I like
joke.
blind?
It's up
Right
at the
next
top.
to your armor class, right under your proficiency bonus.
I need to look at something here.
Aw, you motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
Okay, so... Give me just a second. I need to write this down.
Yeah, I'd use my dice, but I'd have to walk all the way downstairs and out and then I pick up to grab my dice, so I'm too lazy for that.
What do you get for leaving your dice in your truck?
Well, because if I don't do that, I'll forget and not take it with me when I need it.
That's valid, honestly.
I should just leave I have a lot of dice. I should just leave a set of dice in here.
Yeah. Or, you know, like,
Or I should just buy more
Reset.
dice.
or that.
It'd be an excuse for me to buy more dice.
Have you bought dice yet?
Yeah?
So I know like 8 of your sets are ones I gave you. When I bought that stupid package of like 20 sets and
Yeah.
whatever.
So you
And I went through and I was like, I don't really like these ones, these ones, these ones, these ones, and I gave them to Wonder. Those were his
So you
first
gave me
sets,
those-
my
So
throwaways.
you gave me those 6 sets, and then I bought 2 sets of metal dice so far.
Ah.
Well, 1 set of metal dice, and then the other one was given to me for my birthday by my ex right before she broke up with me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those are cursed.
Actually, they're my
his
best rolling dice.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, Kazrin, Ignis, and Thren, the 3 of you are the farthest away. Ignis, I'll say you're about 20 feet away from Astraeus and Kavan. Kazrin, Thren, I'll say you both are 40 feet away. Kazrin, you're up first.
Okay. Well, I have a very, very fancy crossbow. So,
Do you know what the range is on that crossbow?
80.
Perfect.
They can go up to 160, I think, but it's
Yeah,
disadvantage.
disadvantage after 80.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll to attack. Which I think you technically have to have the thing equipped.
I do, but I don't. Oh, there we go.
That is a miss.
That's damage, though.
Oh.
You need to roll the attack.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Chill a miss.
That's still definitely a miss.
Yeah.
All right,
not good.
so you'll see how bad of a miss was that?
Oh, God.
Oh no.
It was
Well,
a
what's the fumble?
Yeah, it was a 7.
True.
So, Astraeus and Kavan, Catherine, do you say anything or do anything before you shoot this crossbolt?
Well, it will just take a second because I have to get it out and it's very fancy and it has to because, I have to make everything complicated. So it has gears and everything to actually come into a crossbow before I shoot it.
Gotcha. So once she is prepared, or once they, rather, sorry, are prepared to shoot the crossbow, Kavan and Astraeus, you'll see this bolt just fly right above both your heads. And then one of the goblins will kind of look back.
Apparently, she's shooting a transformer.
I was gonna say she must have shot it, or they must have shot it pretty high if they went over my head.
Yeah.
But more like past your head.
Oh, I
and over
forget
his
you're
head.
fucking a foot taller than me. Fuck.
Yeah, get wrecked. I'm bigger than you.
I'll stab you in the dick.
Please don't do that.
So with
Please
that,
do. Put him in his place.
Kazrin, anything else for your turn?
Hang on, I don't think so, but just in case.
Just in case.
I'm used to having much more things to do.
That's fair.
You're also a much higher level in the other game. With many things to do.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Ignis. Keep in mind you are about 20 feet away from the action.
Wait, what? It's my turn?
You're up, yes. Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. I thought it was still Brackle. My fault.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
So yeah, keep in mind you're still about 20 feet away from the action.
Okay. So, so 20 feet. Okay. I'm just gonna run towards Atreus and Kavan and try to attack one of the goblins.
Okay.
Axe.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
8? No, 12, I'm sorry.
12. Believe it or not, that is a miss.
Ooh.
So
Damn.
we'll say
Oh, no.
you run up to one of the goblins kind of near the back, and you go to swing, but you kind of misjudge on how high. Kind of slip on a little bit of mud that's there on the ground, and you just swing a little high. Anything else for you, sir?
No.
Okay, and with them, that brings up Thren.
Well, not much I can do.
And so you're about 40 feet away from the action.
I'm just gonna stay put and watch the rear of the wagon. I'm just gonna kind of watch the wagon, basically,
Okay. Okay.
in case any other enemies show up.
For sure. Okay. So with that, that brings up goblins.
Oh, good.
which there are 4 of them.
Oh, good.
And for the record, gentlemen, there are 2 in front of you, 2 behind you.
One of them is prone.
Yes,
Which
yes,
is important.
yes.
Because it takes a long time to stand up.
Yes. So,
Plus to get damage on him if you attack him.
yeah. So, actually, how would I do that? Since he's prone, would I need to roll a d20 to be able to
No, the one that's prone, it takes...
one
Depends
turn
on
to
how
get
you
up?
want to do it. Either, it takes their turn to get up normally when they fumble and fall prone.
Okay. So we'll have a
But-
little bit of fun with it. So the one that's prone, he's super pissed at himself. All you'll hear is that when he gets up, it just... He takes his turn to stand up, and he wipes his face off with all the mud that he just put into his face. The other one that's in front of you will go to hit with his his scimitar,
Oh, sure.
and that's a crit. That's a nat
On
1.
who?
That's a
Oh.
nat 1.
That is not what I thought.
So
Fumble.
critical fumble, yes.
Oh, fuck.
So that's the one with the scimitar. So all you'll see is this other goblin pull out his scimitar, which is kind of hysterical because goblins are kind of small creatures. A scimitar is a rather large sword. It doesn't make sense. We're going to go along with it. And you know what? What's damage here? Hold on. 1d6 plus 2.
Hero, your next day off, we need to sit down and me and you make a crit and fumble chart, like a correct one.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Okay. So all you'll see is the goblin kind of pull out the scimitar, and he'll go to strike you, as Astrius, and he'll actually slip on the mud, and the scimitar will hit the other goblin that just stood up, that went from being prone, for a whopping 3 points of damage.
Go.
Give me 1 second.
Help us out. Fucking goblins. Gotta love them.
Okay, so Goblin 1 was the one that fell. He took, what did I say, 3 points of damage?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's Goblin 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Okay, so the goblins are off to a wondrous start.
Yeah, we got the next 2, though. It's okay.
Yes, so the next 2 are behind you, a little ways away, and they have short bows. That is a 4 to hit. We'll go with Astraeus.
That's a miss.
Alrighty. So you'll see, actually, let me just go ahead and roll this other one. Okay. So this first goblin will pull out his short bow, aim a arrow at you, Astraeus, and he'll notice the other goblin that got hit by the other goblin and just kind of like, whoosh, and then shoot the arrow into the forest. And actually, you'll hear this like,
Got another goblin.
something got hit in the forest. We're not sure. And then
Do
the
we
last,
know what got hit? Is it? Can we? Okay.
we can find out here in a second.
All right.
This last goblin, however, he aims his bow at at Kavan. Kavan, that's a nat 20.
Oh fuck me.
So I don't have a crit chart.
So normal rule, like base book rule, is just double damage, or you can roll percents because basically 1 to 50 is double damage, 50 to 75 is triple damage. Over 75 it gets interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Over 95 you just die.
I think we'll just do double.
Okay.
So that would just be what, two d6s?
Yeah.
2d6 plus 2. So, Kavan, this goblin grabs his short bow. Oof. and goes and shoots you for 12 points of damage.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, because you cheated. 100% you cheated.
Cheated.
You get like a D10, 12 for hit points. Where'd you get the
Oh.
extra like 90? Hate you.
Yeah, so Kavan's down. We're gonna say this goblin shoots him. I'm gonna go with the chest, like just a heart shot, just straight heart shot, takes him down. Kavan is down for the count.
Oh, good.
And that brings up Astreus.
So there's 2 near me.
2 in front of you, basically an arm's reach away, and then the other 2 behind you, about 10 feet.
Are one of the ones in front of me? Did you say one of them was prone?
He's
That
not
fell
prone.
down?
He's not
He's not
prone
prone?
now, but he did just get
Oh, I
hit.
thought the one that fumbled. I thought he fell. He just hit his friend. Okay.
Correct.
Well, I am gonna be an asshole and hit the one who's already hit. So
Okay.
draw my long sword. Find out what the roll is here. That is an armor class of 14. Math hard.
Just misses.
God damn. What kind of goblins are these?
Goblins
Fuck.
with an armor class 15, because they all have leather armor.
Oh, bitches. Okay. Well, that's fun.
You said you use a longsword?
Yeah.
So, you see the goblin that got hit by the...
Hold on, that's a lie.
Hold on, that's a lie.
D&D Beyond doesn't fix my shit for me. That is actually a 15.
Right on the money.
So for being a Hexblade Warlock, I can use my Charisma instead of my Strength for weapons.
Ooh, okay.
But it doesn't automatically apply it to my weapon. So it's a +5, not a +4. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That is a 15.
So that's right on the
Oh.
money. So roll damage.
Don't like that. Did that here. Whoop.
Damn.
10.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, so he's already been hit by his other friend.
Yeah, just like right in the shoulder, just like the scimitar just sink. And so actually, he's not even looking at you, he's looking at his friend.
I'm going to take my longsword and bring it down straight through where he was already cut. Just straight through that arm into his torso.
Okay.
Through the already injured part.
Right. So he'll have his back to you, kind of like looking at his friend, like, and just this fucking long sword just wham! Cuts him in 2. The other goblin is like backing up a little bit. And then you have still the other 2, but that would bring us up to Kavan. He is currently down. Would that be a death save?
Yes.
Kavan, roll your first death save, please.
Alright. How do I do that on here?
That's a very good
Oh.
question, sir.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it just a D? Is it just a D20?
So hold on. It is just a D20. I think it's plus something, but I don't remember.
I can roll for you if you want.
I'm trying to look
Go
because there
for it.
should be a specific thing though, which is weird.
Phone calls.
Maybe
Say-
you have to like edit your.
Have
hit
you marked
points.
that you're 0
Yeah.
of whatever?
I think it's D20 plus Dex, whatever his Dex is.
It's not Dex for this. It might. Okay, hold on. I'll just double check the rule real quick.
It doesn't give me an option to roll, but it gives me an option to mark off whether I failed or succeeded.
Okay. So. Doesn't say what you get to add. But basically, you want to roll over a 10. and it doesn't say that you get bonus any modifiers. So you're just rolling a d20. You want to get above a 10.
All right. So just roll a d20 for me, unless you want me to roll for you.
You can go ahead and roll for me.
Okay.
Oh, lame.
I won't use my evil dice. I'll use my good blue dice.
Oh, what a guy.
God.
That is an 11.
Oh,
Woo-hoo!
It's good, right?
Yeah, so that means you
you
get...
have one success.
Awesome.
Okay.
One of your 3.
So, back to the beginning. Kaz, you are up.
They die?
Kaz is choking because Kavan's down. Kazrin, Ignis, Thren, go ahead and... No, never mind. You guys see Kavan and Astreus get jumped by these goblins, and Kavan gets an arrow to the chest and goes down like a sack of potatoes. You also see Astreus just completely sink, fucking just...
Cleave a goblin in twain.
Just cleave him. It's bloody. Yeah, so,
Calm down, Robin.
No.
Kazrin, go ahead.
Well, I am going to try again with my crossbow. So let's. That's better.
Ooh, 20 not nat. Alright. Roll for damage.
That's not better.
Okay. So, which goblin are you aiming at? Are you aiming at the two in front that have, in front of you that have short bows, or are you aiming at the one that Astreus is about to probably fight?
Whichever one is closest to Kavan. So that hopefully
we'll
helps
go with this one.
a little bit.
So you'll... 1 second, I'm bad at math. There we go. Okay, so... Kazrin loads up their rather large crossbow, goes to fire a bolt, and you'll see this bolt go straight into this goblin. Kind of go into like the back kidney area, because their backs are kind of like turned to you a little bit. And it's definitely it definitely felt that, but it's still standing. So it'll get hit, and you'll kind of just sink.
Ah.
And do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Ignis.
I know they're only goblins, but I would like to rage.
That's what I like
Shocked
to
you
hear.
didn't do that last time.
That's what I like to
Yeah.
hear, baby. All right, what do you do?
So I'm gonna put my 2 hand axes in my holsters. I want to say like I got holsters for my axes.
Okay.
I pull out my great axe
Okay.
and I'm raging. I'm gonna rage and attack like full on charge and attack one of the ones with the short bow.
Okay, very cool. Do you want to attack the one that just took the arrow from Kazrin, or the one that's at full health?
Full health. The one that's at full health.
Gotcha. All right. I don't know how rage works on D&D Beyond, just an FYI.
I am gonna read it as a.
It won't
Ian-
change anything. You just roll unless you're reckless attacking.
Yeah.
So no, do I
Would
roll
it-
with advantage or?
Only if you reckless attack.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll the hit.
Okay.
Does a 9
Hi,
do
Dingus.
anything? Or a 10? Does a 10 do anything?
A 10 misses.
Unfortunate.
So you take another step forward at this goblin in front of you. You go with a swing with the great axe, and the goblin dodges. Kind of just ducks underneath and kind of laughs at you ever so slightly. Thren, you're up. Still standing guard?
Yeah, does it look like there's anything else
Roll me perception.
close by to me?
I'll go ahead and say you don't really see anything besides just some wildlife that are intrigued on the noises, but nothing harmful or threatening.
Okay. How far away are they?
From your position, about 40 feet.
Wait a minute.
Uh, I'll kind of grab a hold of my. I'll just reach into my waistband, and I'll pull out this, short little dagger, and I'll just.
Okay.
and I'll
You
throw
make
it.
that noise when you throw it too, or
Well, the blade going through my fingers, makes kind of a type thing,
All right. Go ahead
or
and
kind of rings as it flies through the air.
what would I roll that as? Would that just be an attack hit?
well, he would roll just to attack
Yeah.
with
So
the dagger.
yeah, go ahead and just roll with the dagger. We'll see if you hit.
I gotta figure out how to actually roll with that thing.
I know you have to equip it first.
Oh, I see. Oh, dude, I rolled a 4 3 times in a row.
Good God!
Yeah. So
And this is why we're using real dice.
I'll say you can go get real dice if you want. So, Thren, you will throw this throwing knife with, or I guess dagger, with all the might that you have within you, and you kind of grip lock it a little bit. So instead of going out, it actually goes down, and it sticks into the wagon in front of you.
Oh. Oh. It's been a while since I've seen any action.
And with that,
Guess I'll just kind of.
and does that end your turn, Thren?
Oh, fun!
I guess I can grab my thing I just threw since it's right next to me. I'll just grab it.
Okay. Do you want to leave the wagon, or are you staying put?
Oh, I'm staying put.
Okay. With
Not
that
leaving
brings
the
up the goblins.
I have a
Yay!
question regarding Miller's character. I can't think of his name.
Kavan.
Kavan, yes. Being that he succeeded in a saving throw, what does his HP go up to since he took 12
It
points?
doesn't.
He has to save on all three, correct?
Yeah, and even then, it doesn't bring him back to life. He just becomes stable and doesn't die.
Oh,
He
so
has
then he
to
has
be
to.
healed.
Okay.
I just didn't
Yeah.
know how that worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't completely sure either, because the only death that we've experienced, Clum Skull,
Kind of permanent.
was immediate. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings up the goblins. So 2 are behind Astraeus, next to Ignis. The other one is in front of Astraeus. We'll go ahead and roll for the one in front of Astraeus. It is a 13.
That'll miss.
All right. So he'll go to swing with the scimitar and kind of hesitate because obviously you just chopped his fucking friend in half in front of him. So he'll just kind of like look at he'll just kind of like stare at you, stare at his friend, just do this like back and forth, and then like he'll just kind of like backpedal ever so slightly without actually swinging. Ignis, one of the short bow goblins, will take a shot at you.
All right.
That is a 7.
That's a miss.
All right. You'll see him kind of like take out a bow, but or take out a bow. He'll go to take out an arrow out of his quiver, and he'll go to put it in the bow and pull it back. Go to shoot, goes right over your shoulder. And the final one will again. This one's actually going to take a shot at the wagon, aiming for Kazrin.
The bastard.
That's a 14.
That'll hit.
Let me double check something really quick here.
Squishy. God.
Yep,
I'm so squishy.
range of 80. So yep. Okay, so that is 1d6 plus 2. That's 7 points of damage.
Rough.
So you'll see this other goblin. He'll get an arrow out of his quiver, pull it back, and with almost marksman precision, he'll shoot it, and it hits Kazrin right in the shoulder.
You're still alive back there, right?
I am barely alive. I have 3 HP.
That's okay. Just hide.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
All right,
As long as
Astrius.
I don't also die, we're okay.
Astrius, you are up,
The
my friend.
fucking other dipshit with the sword in front of me
All right.
has to die.
Roll to hit, my friend.
Yeah. That is an armor class of 17.
That is a hit.
I'll just roll the damage on here.
Yep.
Actually, that will be a two-hander. Yeet. I would like to cleave him in twain as well.
Alrighty. How do you want to do this?
Literally the exact same.
Okay.
I want them cut in the same spot.
All right, so you guys behind Astraeus will see this goblin standing in front of him. He's very hesitant because he just watched his friend get hit. Astraeus will snap, and one more time, clean through, very bloody. Actually, Astraeus, go ahead and roll me a d20.
Do that on here. I don't know what it is, so here you go. Oh. Oh, it wasn't 18, but it's
Okay.
5.
That's fine. So when you go to cleave him, his head kind of separates obviously from his body. The body goes forward while the head goes backward, and blood will spit out, and it'll just hit you in the face.
Oh.
And with that, Kavan, I need another death saving throw, please. Oh, I guess am I doing it for you still? I'm going to go ahead and do it for him.
Yeah.
11.
Oh.
All right, with that, Kazrin.
Okay.
Kavan, you rolled another 11 for a death saving throw. You are saved once again.
Sweet.
So I'm going to go hide behind.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm gonna go hide behind the wagon, but I can still shoot my crossbow because it still has plenty of range.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot my crossbow.
All right. Roll to hit.
14.
Just short.
Ah, fuck.
So you go to shoot this crossbow. The bolt goes straight at the goblin. It looks like it's going to nail him. And it just, for some reason, the wind takes it right before, hits right at his feet. And nothing else from you?
No, because I don't have anything else.
Okay. Make sure you have enough motion to move down so that way you're completely hidden. Because you had to get up to shoot. Obviously, go back down.
I have 30 feet. That should be.
Yeah. Okay. Ignis.
Yeah, still raged. I'm gonna try another swing at the goblin with
Okay.
my great axe.
Okay. Was that the one that got hit or? Okay.
No, the one. Yeah, the one was out full health. It doesn't matter anyway because I missed again.
Very true. Very true. So once again, you will swing a little high. These goblin are very tricky on their feet. He will kind of actually like barrel roll underneath the swing, and again we'll after the barrel roll.
I'm assuming he's like right in front of me enough to where I could like
Pretty
hit
much.
him if I do hit. Okay, cool.
Pretty much,
I got
yeah.
something for his ass next time.
All right. Thren.
Mike, dude.
Bitch didn't want to turn off.
Because you're just beating its ass. Just fucking touch it.
I
Phrasing.
feel like you've said that before.
yo.
I like being ass.
Whoa.
Anyway, I'm looking around for, any more enemies. Making sure there's no other threats.
Go ahead and roll me another perception.
Gonna roll a 4 again, and he's gonna scream.
Find my actual.
15. Okay. You are certain that the only threat in front of you are these 3 goblins.
Well, I only got
I
2.
killed 2
Sorry.
of
Sorry. Yep.
them.
2 goblins.
I will keep dagger in hand and move ahead 25 feet and throw the dagger again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. Which at this point you are about 15 feet away from all the action. That hits.
18.
Go ahead and roll for damage. Also, which one are you throwing at? Are you throwing at the one that's already hurt, or are you throwing at full health?
Where's phone call? Work.
Go with the hurt one then.
The hurt one.
Okay. So, that sucks for him, because this is going to be cool. So, you'll see Thren kind of, parkour jump off of the wagon, start running towards these other goblins, and will take this throwing knife, kind of throw it. It'll hit the goblin that was currently hit in the back of the head, kill it on impact. We are down to 1 goblin. Which, with that, it is time for the goblin's turn. Which this last goblin with the short bow will kind of look around, realize what's happened. Let's see. And he will try to escape. So there's a set of bushes, and the goblin will try to run away. Do I need to roll a d20 for this?
Is it the one locked in combat with Jedi?
Did we ever specify which one you were fighting, Jedi?
Yes, the one that had full health. That
Okay, so
wasn't
then-
killed by-
So then yes.
Jedi gets an attack of opportunity if it wants to flee.
Okay. So the goblin is going to try to flee. Ignis, you can try to attack it.
Can I use my breath weapon to try to roast it? Or yeah, that's what I'm doing. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm pissed.
Fair enough.
2d6. I just roll for damage, right?
No, you still have to roll to hit, I believe.
It just says I don't have an option to roll to hit. It just says 12 dexterity.
Dex saving throw for the goblin then.
Oh, okay.
Dex saving throw. Oh, for the goblin. Sorry.
Yeah, at a DC of 12.
So again, just a d20.
Yeah. Plus whatever their dex is, you gotta beat a 12, I guess.
That's a natty. That's a natty 1.
Oh, he's done for.
Yeah, that would probably be double damage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me double damage there, Ignis.
So 18.
All right, so explain your kill.
You ain't going nowhere, bitch.
So
I dig it.
I just inhale, and then I just full fireball, just fucking scorpion his ass, and just blow fire and roast him, and it looks like Scorpion's fatality. And
Okay.
It looks like the bodies in A New Hope. Luke's aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
So this last goblin
Sorry.
will kind of look around and realize just how precarious the situation is. It is at this point this goblin will look at Ignis, try to start running. He's actually going to the right of the path. Welcome back, Thren. You killed a goblin.
Yes.
You nailed it right in the back of the chrome with that throwing knife. So, good job.
Thank you.
So you'll see this other goblin start to run away. He's actually going to the to the left of the path. Astreus would be to your right. And the second he hits the bush, this massive fireball just wham takes him out almost on impact. It actually starts to burn some of the wildlife around as well. I don't know how the breath weapons work exactly.
What is your breath weapon? Is it fire?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just say that it hits and then extinguishes, because most of it hit the goblin. So it charred a lot of the wilderness around it, but nothing too serious. And with that, all 4 goblins have been defeated.
I'm gonna walk over to Kavan. Are you here?
I am present.
I'm gonna get down, remove the arrow from him, place my hand on his forehead. My hand will turn like a very vibrant neon green, and you will get 7 hit points back.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kazrin, Ignis, Thren, you will see that happen, and then Kavan will not quickly stand. Yeah. So, at this point, the goblins have been dealt with. The horses are still there. We now know that the horses belonged to Gundren and Sildar. What do we want to do?
I'm gonna, in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, there's no way that a couple of measly goblins took up Gundar. So I'll start investigating around the horses to see what might have happened.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll me. I don't know why it'd be that. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a wisdom check, please.
Okay. 8.
Sorry, my music just kind of got weird on me. 8. DC was 10.
Rough.
So we're gonna say you obviously realize just by kind of glancing at the horses that the armor and some of the things that the horses have on them, as we've already established, are the horses of Gundren and Sildar. You then see, like I said ahead, the empty map case. You kind of look towards where Ignis had attacked with his breath weapon, and you see the beginnings of footsteps as if it began to go into the bushes.
I'll start to kind of follow him a little bit.
Okay, so do you go up and move the foliage out of your way?
Yeah. Kind
Okay.
of I'll be using my glaive and kind of just moving stuff out of the way. And
Okay. It is at that point. I don't know if I want to reveal this without Astraeus here. Astraeus. Fuck. I'll just tell him when he gets. I'll just tell him when he gets back.
He's
No,
here.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah, after I get him started back up, I just sorry, the living weren't finished with you yet. To Kavan after I heal him.
Kind of dark.
Yeah, that's the point.
You know, it just like died, kinda.
And now you're alive.
what
You're
we're going
welcome.
Back to?
Yeah, sorry, the living weren't finished with you yet.
Couldn't have said something more cheerful.
No. Have you seen my character? Does he look very cheery?
Yeah, why you gotta be so doom and gloom all the time, man? Life's beautiful. Enjoy it. I'm glad to be back.
So, Thren had discovered, upon a not quite fully done wisdom check, that there were some footprints leading off to the left-hand side underneath some foliage. Upon investigation and moving the foliage, there is a trail that leads off into the distance. And you also see a lot more footprints. Jesus Christ. You'll see about a dozen or more footprints, and they are. If you want to find out what they are, go ahead and roll me nature.
Okay. It's rough because I have shitty intelligence and shitty.
That's okay. So, you see, because you just saw the footsteps from the other goblins, you can obviously tell that there are footsteps in the mud from other goblins. Along with those, you see what look to be boot prints. And then you also see on the side some rather large prints of some kind. You're not entirely sure what they are.
Hey, anybody have any idea what kind of tracks these are?
I might.
So go ahead and approach and then do a nature check for me.
They seem awfully big to me.
I don't know what they are.
Yep, same deal. You see some goblin tracks, some human boot tracks, and then again, just some rather large tracks. You have no idea what they are.
Oh, see, I fucked up. Okay. Never mind. I know what I did wrong.
Don't you have advantage on nature checks?
I don't think so.
Or is
no.
that... Oh, it's animal handling. You have advantage on.
Animal handling, yes.
Never mind.
Yeah.
So would anyone else like to try?
I already fucked it up, so no.
Tracking
take
is
a
on my
swing at
other
it.
Character.
All right, go ahead, Kavan. Also, you rolled
Said-
religion for me there, geek.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Yes, sir.
that's not what I clicked on.
So I'm
Heck
rolling
yeah.
nature, right?
Yep, nature.
Yeah, huh? Well, fuck me.
You see some goblin tracks, some human boot
I'm
prints.
really done with our fucking D&D Beyond dice. Just
And-
It
real.
rolls the same fucking time, the same thing all the time. Like 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6,
Right?
6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, yeah.
Alright, I'm graduating. Hold on.
Graduating to real dice.
As well.
Next session I will have dice.
Okay. Okay, so Astreus, you can go ahead and try nature if you'd like.
Okay. That's a 10.
I fumbled.
That's definitely a little better. So you still can't really tell what prints the big one is, but you can definitely tell that there are boot prints and then drag marks. Makes it look like a couple bodies were dragged against most likely their will, along with several goblin prints. And they're all leading into a trail that kind of goes within the wilderness.
So, how far are we from Phandelver where we have to make this delivery?
I would say just a few hours, probably.
That's way too long. Okay.
I will say, keep in mind as well that if you were getting paid by Gundren and Sildar, and at the moment
Point.
they're MIA.
Well, I kind of
If
look
we
at
abandon this wagon, we don't get paid either. So,
Well,
even
I
if
don't know.
we
If
find
we save
it.
his life, I feel like we might get paid. Probably more than what he offered.
maybe.
Or we could just save them because they're living beings, and letting them die would not be cool. Doesn't necessarily have to be driven by financial gain.
That's not why I'm saving. Thren will kind of look at you guys and be like, "Hey, if anybody's gonna kill that bastard, it's going to be me." And I'll just kind of turn away a little bit.
That's fair.
You know what? I'm cool with that. I respect it.
Are you up for it, Kava? Nope. That's not right. I'm going with it though, because I'm not in the mood to try again.
What
Oh.
were you trying to
My
say?
accent. I didn't go into it at all. I just went, You up for it?
You're talking to me, right?
Yeah.
All right. You see me just? I'm just gonna like thump my chest. Like yeah. Thump my chest, but then just a very calm. Yeah.
I can't. Fuck me. I can't bring you back again.
I don't need
So,
it.
be careful this time.
I'm on my last legs anyway.
Okay,
Rough.
so I will say, for convenience sakes here, this trail leading off, you're not entirely sure where it goes. It looks like it goes roughly 5-ish miles. It's really windy. You can't really tell. I will say next to it, there is like a little bit of an underpass of trees, large enough to where you could hide the wagon and the oxen.
Yeah, so I'll look at.
Great idea for me.
And also, I am bleeding a lot.
Probably bandage that up.
Yeah, I can't help with that. Sorry.
I can cast cure wounds. I think is what I have. Yeah, I can cast
believe
cure
so.
wounds.
That would be great.
I'll tell Ignis.
1d8 +2. Get health back.
That will put me back at full health. Thank you.
There you go.
You are welcome.
I'll tell Ignis. We should hide the wagon. Off the trail in the trees.
Yes, you lead the way, and I will drive.
Well, I mean, you're the best with the ox. I mean, just pull it off into the trees so that nobody can see them.
Yeah, well, I gotta be driving the oxen. I gotta be in the wagon with the reins, or else they're not moving.
Okay, well, I'll walk in front of you. Make sure you don't hit a rock or something.
Yes. Also, did we move the horse? Like, are the horse still in the middle of the road? 'Cause I'm-
Currently, yes, they are still in the middle of the road.
All right.
Fuck. Okay, I'll go drag some fucking horses.
All right. I'll get the other one.
Both of you roll me a strength check, please.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's an 1,100-pound animal.
Well, I'm just dragging, not carrying. It's different.
Just because I'm gonna...
One.
Phew.
And 11.
Just like pick the horse up and throw it over my shoulder.
Yeah. So, Kavan, you definitely take the horse. You lift it over your shoulder very gingerly. You take it over to the side and just kind of set it down very gingerly into the grass.
I use my hands to dig at a grave.
Oh my god.
Okay. That's fine. We'll go ahead and say that you dig at a pretty shallow grave, enough to get it underneath, so that way it is one with nature. We'll go ahead and say that you do that with both horses.
Perfect.
Well, he does that with the first horse and walks back up, and I've just barely finally got mine dragged off the road. That was difficult.
Yeah.
I just walk over, throw that one over my shoulder.
You fucking...
Effortlessly.
That's some
So
bullshit.
we have the wagon hidden.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we take the trail?
Hell yeah.
I do. I can't hide, so I'm just gonna march right
I was
down
about to
it.
say, I was about to say, I'm walking right down the trail, just follow the tracks.
I
Maybe looking
need.
for a trap or two.
I need marching order, please.
Well, if you're looking for traps, he'll go first.
All right. So we'll go Thren in front.
I'll go right behind him.
Okay, Astreus behind him.
Go behind Astrius.
Kavan. Who's behind Kavan?
I say I'll be in the back.
Kaz and
that tracks.
Ignis. Alrighty. So you go on this path for about 30 minutes-ish. Definitely about a mile's worth, maybe a little longer. And you said you're investigating for traps?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception with a DC of 12.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, with that, you... Hang on, I need to get the technicalities here. I'm realizing that my notes suck.
Felt that.
That'll happen.
There we go.
I'd like to point out, here's the last rolls we've had. 9, 8, 6, 7, 5, 5, 8. Oh, there's a 21 in there. 3, 8. Like, fuck.
Okay, so I was actually incorrect. I actually need to know your passive perception.
That would be 11. Oh, passive perception. Oh, 13.
13, okay. So upon walking on this trail, you see something's kind of odd at your feet of the trail. Let's see here. Okay, no, so yeah. So you notice that there is this very thin wire kind of on the lower half of this trail. You go over to it and you, obviously you investigate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you will realize that it is a snare. You'll go to undo the snare wire, and upon investigating, looking up, you'll realize that these itty-bitty goblins somehow managed to get 2 tree logs held up, and it looked like if the snare was hit, these 2 were going to come and boom. Luckily, though, you found it and saved it.
Good job. We almost all died.
Yeah, so probably what I would have done was we'd
Killed
been
us
walking
all.
along, and I'd have noticed it, and I'd have been, hey, hold up. Back up a second, and I'll use my glaive, which has a 10-foot reach, and I'll just trigger the wire.
Okay, so you do trigger it. So then, everyone behind Thren, you'll see Thren stop, kind of back you up. He'll pull out the glaive to go pull the wire. You'll see these 2 pretty massive tree branches come and just wham! Just nail each other right where you guys would be walking. And just kind of sit there. Which, it is easy enough to get around them, either underneath or whatnot.
I'll just say, hey, somebody might want to help me watch for traps.
Do my best.
Okay. So moving on, you said what was your passive perception?
13.
13. Okay. So moving forward about another 10 minutes down the trail, you can see something in the distance, so you know you're coming up to something large. At this point, we're about a little past midday. You definitely should have already been at Phandelver by now. However, going along, you kind of walk into this brush of leaves, and you hear this. Go ahead and roll me. Just go ahead and roll me a d20. Fuck it.
A D20?
Yep. Just a d20.
Seven.
Fuck. No, I'm sorry. A dex saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Apologies.
Well, that's a crit, so...
Fucking hell. Alright. So, you're going to hear this sound as the ground underneath you begins to move. And Thren, you're going to then, in the flashiest moment that you've had yet, jump, front flip out of the way, and superhero landing on the other side, revealing a 6-foot wide, 10-foot deep pit with spikes at the very bottom of the pit.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk around that.
I'm going to do
You
the
hear
same.
a
Casual.
as he falls into a hole.
So yeah, the rest of the crew, you see Thren hear this clicking noise, which you all hear it, and you just see Thren pull off this beautifully executed front flip.
I pull my glaive out and do like the fucking pole vault thing.
Yeah, there you go. So, all right, and with that,
I flipped across the dam.
so does everyone just go around the pit? I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So with that, going up to a little bit farther, you notice a entrance. Let me get the map here really quickly.
Hey, yo.
Yes. So I'm not going to send it to y'all, not yet anyway. So you'll notice the foliage kind of ends, and you got this real long river going into an entrance for a cavern. All of the goblin tracks, along with the boot tracks, and whatever that large creature was, definitely went into this cavern entrance. And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
Boo. I don't want to be done yet.
Quit your bitching.
Next time on Heroes of Phandelver. Wait, that's not right. Hold on.
Yeah, that's not it at all.
Close. Close.
Eldori of Phandelver.
Which I'm going to go ahead and say as well, go ahead and take camp outside of the cave entrance, so that way everybody can get a long rest.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'll take a long
And
rest.
add to that, everyone gets 100 XP.
Oh.
I
How do I add that on
How
here?
about wait?
you
We
did
can't.
milestone.
Yeah, you told us to do milestone.
I
XP's
went,
not a
I
thing.
went in and should have fixed it on all your character sheets.
Oh. Cheater.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Manage experience.
Yep. So then you'll go in there and you'll just type in 100.
All right.
XP is 100.
Well.
Which I think it takes you 300 to get to level 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll probably change it.
Bringing people back from the dead should be worth more than 100.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't tell me to give anybody
I know.
any extra because you also killed 2 of the main villains here. I have a medieval happy birthday song going on right now in my fucking ears.
Nice.
I'm so irritated.
That was fun.
That
I
was
gotta figure out my fucking accent, bro.
Yeah, so
I changed it constantly. It was great.
so can I get opinions?
Is Kaz Russian?
Feels
It sounds more French to me.
nah. See, it's more like Romanian almost.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's some sort of like Eastern European.
It definitely
Yeah.
sounds gesterish to me.
It's a little bit of jester. I blame you. We've watched a lot of Mighty Nine.
It's very true.